from the corner of Dave Niehaus Way and Edgar Martinez Drive. Welcome to Safeco Field, everybody. A lot of soccer fans from this afternoon's game coming across Royal Brome to see the Mariners tonight take on the Oakland Athletics in tonight's Game 2 of the 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Rick Riz along with Mike Blowers on a gorgeous day out here in the Pacific Northwest. The Mariners trying to make it 2 in a row, Mike, as they won last night by a score of 6-3 to take Game 1 behind the pitching of Hisashi Wakuma. And tonight, 2 youngsters go at it. Brandon Maurer for the Mariners. He is 2-4 on the year. Jared Parker will get the start for the Athletics with a high ERA. Maurer is going on 10 days rest.
Well, I think that's the story tonight. 10 days rest. He's had an opportunity to work on some things, and he has been, I guess, a quarter of the way through the season what you would expect. A young pitcher trying to find his way. He's been exceptional at times, and he has really struggled at times. But I think for Maurer, the opportunity to maybe get some work in on the side without the pressure of the game, get a few more things going for him. Tonight, I expect him to throw a few more curveballs because of all the left-handed hitters in the lineup. But for Maurer, he has the stuff to pitch here, Rick. This is a kid that really does, and he just needs to get a little more confidence and be more consistent. That comes with some time.
And he's got a different look. He shaved that beard. Let's take a look at today's Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Coors Light. And look what he's done against the righties, but the lefties having a rough time getting the left-handed hitters out.
Yeah, and that's why, again, I think you're going to see more curveballs from him. And right now, he has a pretty good two-seamer and a hard slider's his pitch that has been effective against the right-handers, but they're both basically on the same plane. Maybe not as much confidence in his changeup as the pitch that you need against lefties, so I would suspect more curveballs out of Maurer tonight.
And last night, the Mariners put 6 runs on the board, and they got to the starter early, Dan Straley, and some big base hits, including this RBI double by Kendrys Morales. Mariners had the early lead. They tack on 4 more along the way, and they win it by a score of 6-3 last night. Coming up next, the Mariners and the Oakland A's, and we'll be back after this timeout. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Ford. We are local. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, where there's a world of dining opportunities from gourmet Asian cuisine to the legendary seafood buffet. It's the Mariners and the Oakland A's tonight from Safeco Field. Now let's go out to Angie and Bill in center field.
Rick, thanks. The Mariners can take this series tonight, partly because of a 3-run home run by Raul Ibanez last night. Bill, finally, is he in that role that they envisioned him being, where he doesn't have to play every day, but the guy's just good and can do what he can?
I think so. This guy's a professional hitter. You know, you got to get the at-bats, but you got to be able to play well to get the at-bats, and I think he's been 4 of his last 10, capped off with that 3-run homer. This is as close as you're going to get to Edgar Martinez. This guy has a supreme work ethic. He leaves no stone left unturned. That's what makes him such a great hitter. That's why he's lasted so long. I'm not saying he's as good as Edgar, but he's close as you can get when it comes to work ethic.
And I think he likes hitting here. All 3 of his home runs this season have come here at Safeco Field. And, of course, he is the all-time home run leader at Safeco Field with 69. With the win tonight, the Mariners can jump past Oakland into second place in the West. Lineups and first pitch next here on Root Sports.
It's game 2 of the 3-game series on a beautiful night here in Seattle. The Mariners against the Oakland A's. Hello again, everybody. Rick Rios along with Mike Blowers, and 22-year-old right-hander Brandon Mauer is ready to go in the first pitch to John Jaso. Is a fastball in there for a strike, and we are underway. Jaso, the ex-Mariner last year with Seattle, hit .276. At 10 home runs, 50 RBIs. A trade during the offseason. Next offer is a breaking ball for a strike, and the count is 0-2. Mauer, 2-4 in the year, Mike.
Yep, 6 ERA for Mauer. Only 8 walks. That'll be a key to watch today when you look at the Oakland Athletics, Rick. They are first in walks in the American League. They're always up there, but they're first right now. So throwing strikes for Mauer is going to be critical today, and I like to see him throw first pitch fastball at 92 miles an hour. He has a good fastball. He's going to have to use it today, along with a curve. 6 lefties in the lineup for the Athletics.
And that breaking ball swung on and missed by Jaso for strike 3. So a good start for Mauer. Strikes out the first batter that he faces.
Good curveball. Like to see that. Take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Athletics. Following Jaso, it will be Smith. Then it's Lowry. Lowry with a base hit last night, driving in a run. Cespedes, Moss, Donaldson, the hot hitter over the last 18 games, a .349 average with a couple of home runs and 16 RBIs. And it's Barton, Norris, and Sogard rounding out the 9 for the A's. See what he did April 30th. It's been 10 days in between starts for Mauer. Only threw 82 pitches to get through 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned.
Working hard during that 10-day span, working down to the bullpen with pitching coach Carl Willis, Jamie Navarro, the bullpen coach, and it's up and away on Seth Smith for ball 1. But this kid has the ability. Obviously, he had the great spring, Mike, where he had the best ERA in the Cactus League in March with a 1.50 ERA. That's cut on and missed by Smith. 1-1 the count, so he makes the jump from Double-A ball to the big leagues, and not too many guys do that.
No, they don't, but he has the stuff to pitch here, Rick. It's just finding the consistency. We've seen him go out and really pitch well, and other times he has struggled. And doing it on a consistent basis is the hard part at this level. There's another curveball. I think we're going to see that curveball quite a bit, a pitch that he's been working on for the left-handers. Left-handers hitting .358 off him. He has to make an adjustment somewhere, and I think the curveball could be a good pitch for him.
Also has that changeup, as you were talking about earlier, that has some pretty good sail to it away from a left-handed hitter. Now time called by Smith. Batting .267, 3 home runs and 17 runs batted in. Mariners winning last night by a score of 6-3. And with a win tonight, they can leapfrog over the A's in the standings. Right now, the A's are second behind the Texas Rangers. Oakland at 18-19, 5 games back. The Mariners at 17-19, 5.5 out. So with a win tonight, they can move beyond Oakland in a second place in the West. There's a look at the standings. Fastball is fouled out of play on the third base side, late in the cut by Smith, and the count is even at 2-2. And the A's right now, Mike, having a rough time. They've lost 5 in a row in 7 of their last 11 games.
Well, and they ran into a tough pitcher last night with Iwakuma on the mound. The Mariners doing a good job of scoring runs early, scoring a couple runs in the first, and then turning it over to Iwakuma to let him do his thing. And I think that's what you'd like to see again tonight. Of course, it'll come down to Mauer. Again, 10 days in between starts. Sometimes, especially for a young pitcher, you feel really strong, Rick. And right now, it's a good fastball, 94 miles an hour. It's just a matter of can he locate and hit the strike zone with it.
Lowry on deck, cut on and fouled away by Smith, and the count remains at 3-2.
Take a look at our EQC tracer. That last pitch, 94 miles an hour in the middle of the plate. So he went right after Smith with a good fastball.
1 out, nobody on. The infield turned around to the right side for Smith, one of the many left-handed hitters in this lineup for manager Bob Melvin, who won the American League Manager of the Year award last year. Fouled away again by Smith. Good battle right here between Smith and Mauer.
Well, I don't think it was a surprise to see the lineup today and Bob Melvin putting all the left-handers in there. 5 left-handers, 1 switch hitter. So they'll have 6 guys hitting from the left side of the plate. And again, because that's been the struggle for Mauer, and hopefully this will be a step forward for him again.
One of the building blocks, Mike, for a young pitcher. Fouled away off the mask of the catcher, Kelly Shopik. Already pitch at bat.
Yeah, already a good battle. This will be the 10th pitch coming up to Smith. Smith, a good fastball hitter. He was a pinch hitter for the Rockies for a number of years, so he's used to coming off the bench and hitting a fastball. He fouls that one off of Kelly Shopik's mask.
For Mauer, his 7th start of the year. Got him looking. Holy smokes, that fastball at 95, Mike, with movement. Smith caught looking, back-to-back strikeouts for the kid, Brandon Mauer.
Well, we're wondering about his location. He starts this in off the plate and has good run to the 2-seamer. You can see he runs right back on the inside corner. That's not an easy pitch to throw. Just take a look at our T-Mobile defense for the Mariners tonight. Ibanez with a 3-run homer last night. He is in left field. Saunders in center. Michael Morris, your right fielder. Seager in third. Ryan Ackley back up the middle. Justin Smoke at first. And Kelly Shopik will catch tonight.
2 up and 2 down. And here's switch hitting shortstop Jed Lowry. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So Mauer has come out throwing strikes. He fanned Jaso on a curveball. He strikes out Smith looking at a fastball. Ground ball, third base side, inside the bag, fair, and down the left field line. Lowry the turn, heading for second, up with the ball. Ibanez the throw, not in time. So Jed Lowry hustles into second base with a 2-out double, inside the bag at third, and a long run for Ibanez, the left fielder. So 1 on for the A's with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Double number 13 for Lowry.
And back-to-back games for a double. Last night he hit a double down the right field line. This he slices inside the bag. Seager playing well off the bag. A good play by Ibanez to get over there, and a strong throw to second as Lowry just beats it. Take a look at our McDonald's Supermo and the slide by Lowry. He goes to the backside of the bag, and Dustin trying to put the tag on him. Just gets in there. Good play by Ibanez in left.
Yeah, nice throw into Dustin Ackley. So now here is the center fielder, Yoenis Cespedes. Hitting just .213 on the year. Fouls away the first pitch, and he likes to go after that first pitch. Fouls it off.
2 things on that first pitch, Rick. 1, it was 96 miles an hour, and 2, it was right on the outside corner. So he didn't just reach back and throw it hard, but he located that pitch. See Cespedes, he's the guy with the power for them. 6 home runs on the year, but he has struggled, only .213 average.
Lauer checks the runner. Fly ball into shallow left center field. Coming in, the Condor flies in. Michael Saunders, and he makes the catch, and that's it for Cespedes and the Oakland A's here in the top half of the first inning. Nice job by Mauer. We go to the bottom of the first. A's nothing, and the Mariners coming up. Well, Brandon Mauer took care of the Oakland A's with a couple of strikeouts at the top of the first inning. Now he turns it over to his offense as we go to the bottom half of inning number 1.
Thank you, Rick. And for Eric Wedge, tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it will be Michael Saunders. Then it's Kyle Seager. Seager on base 4 times last night and scored 3 runs. He will hit second. Morales, Morris, Smoke. Ibanez, look at what he's done over the last 5 games. 400 average, a double, a triple, and a home run in last night's game, a 3-run homer. He will hit 6, and it's Ackley, Shopik, and Ryan rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. Take a look at the numbers for Parker. His 7th appearance, a 1-5 record, a 7.34 ERA. He has really struggled. Opponent's average 345, 8 home runs. He's given up 8 home runs and 18 walks in 34 1/3. It's been a struggle for him, Rick.
The 4th highest ERA in baseball at 7.34. Everything up in that strike zone. Michael Saunders with a swing and a ground ball to first. Tricky hop handled by Barton, and he takes it to the bag for the out. And there's 1 away for the Mariners here in the first.
And look at the team mobile defense for the Athletics. Smith is in left field. Cespedes the center fielder. Moss out and right. And on the infield, Josh Donaldson at third. Lowry and Sogard playing up the middle. Derek Barton with that play on Saunders at first base. And Derek Norris will do the catching. Last start, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Had a couple of walks, and that went through 94 pitches to get through 5 innings. Gives you an idea of the struggles he has had. Giving up 50 hits, Rick, in 34 1/3, along with 18 walks.
Ton of hits, 8 home runs. The league batting .345 against Parker. And Mike, this is a guy that in his rookie year last year was 13-8, had a 3.47 ERA. One of the big reasons why the A's won the West last year. As you take a look at Kyle Seager.
And he has a good fastball, but I think when he's at his best is when he has a little sink to it. Uses a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. But if he starts to elevate the fastball, the Mariners are going to be aggressive with him, Rick.
Parker from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the same hometown as Mariner manager Eric Wedge. Seager 2 for 6 against him, and he takes outside ball 2-0. What a night for Kyle last night. Close, you were talking about on 4 times, scored 3 times, a couple of walks, and made things happen. Stolen base, 2 hits. There's a look at a couple of guys from Fort Wayne, Indiana, right there. There's the skipper. And Parker, that's in the dirt ball 3-1.
Well, you were talking about it right with the club. If they go out and they win this game tonight, they'll wake up in the morning in 2nd place in the West. And I think a big reason why has been getting Michael Saunders back at the top of the lineup, and then Kyle moving up to hitting 2nd. The combination of those 2 guys, it seems like one of the 2 of them is on base a lot on a given night.
You know, Mike, it seems like when you're putting things together, if you're Jack Zduriencik over the last few years and Eric Wedge, that things and guys start to fall into their roles and their places.
Well, they do, and I think again, getting a couple of veterans. You have Morales waiting on deck and Morris behind him. We talked about Ibanez and his home run last night. Then you get kind of all those young guys that were hitting in the middle and feeling the pressure of that on a daily basis. You just can spread them out. Ackley now hitting towards the bottom of the lineup, 7th and 8th in the lineup, and he's really come on lately, so that's a good sign for him. Smoke hitting 5th or 6th, as opposed to having to hit cleanup and feeling like he has to hit a home run every night, has made a difference. He's starting to get his hits. A lot of good things going on right now. We'll see how long it lasts. We're just about to the quarter-way point for them, but this is kind of what you wanted to see, and I think the biggest part is the 2 guys at the top.
Exactly. They set the tape. They set the tone for the offense. Fouled away again by Seager, and the count stays at 3-2. And Mike, you went through it as a young player, making those adjustments, and we saw it right away early in the season with this young man right here. Very early, he had that 0 for 18 stretch, and he fixed it. And right after that, put together a 16-game hitting streak in which he hit .390.
Yeah, and I think the point to it all, Rick, really is that everybody's going to figure it out on their own timeline. Kyle, as he walks here and gets on base again,
nice at bat.
But Kyle is somebody that has been able to make adjustments quickly. Where when you look back, and I know I have done it a lot, but raving about Michael Saunders and what he has done, it took him a couple of years. He had to come up here and fail quite a few times before he finally figured things out. And you just don't know when it's going to click.
And then you also, in Saunders' case too, as we saw a couple of years ago, you have to have that opportunity to get a chance to play. Goody had his problems a couple of years ago, you know, with the stomach issues, and he was
last spring training
ready to go.
Last spring training, Michael Saunders was on the outside looking in and going into spring training.
Here's Kendrys Morales, and he takes a strike from Parker. 0-1. But you have to have that little opening and get an opportunity, and you have to take advantage of it.
You walk through the door, and as you can see, Morales now starting to heat up in May. Batting average up over 300 for the month of May.
Little toss to first base to get Kyle back to the bag. The A's now know that he has that 1 stolen base in his hip pocket from last night's ball game.
Not going to surprise him tonight, huh, Rick?
Room on the right side for Morales, a switch hitter batting from the left side. Room between Sogard and Barton. Fouled away off the catcher Norris, and the count is 0-2. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Day baseball tomorrow, Mother's Day, here at Safeco Field. A lot of the moms, 21 and older, getting the nice bracelet, so bring mom out to the ballpark tomorrow. And hang out right there, the pen. Great crowd out there in left center field. Nice crowd tonight for game 2. Ground ball pulled to the first base line to Barton. Steps on the back for 1. The throw down to second. The tag on Kyle Seager, and that will retire the side. So the out at first on Morales, and it was a tag play at second. They got Kyle Seager. The double play, that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the second. Mariners and the Athletics, no score. half of the second. Great looking family here at Safeco Field tonight. The gentleman on the left in the front row there is Stan Beckman. He is celebrating his 96th birthday tonight. He is the father-in-law of Mark Engelbrecht, our director on our telecast here on Root Sports. Seated next to Mr. Beckman, the beautiful granddaughter of Mr. Beckman is Lily Engelbrecht, Mark's lovely wife, Diane. Top row off to the right there. So great to have everybody from the Engelbrecht family here at the ballpark tonight. Great to see Stan Beckman here, 96 years of age. Mike,
happy birthday. Yeah,
happy
great to have him out
Stan.
at the ballpark. Good night for it.
Brandon Moss will lay things off and takes a couple of pitches. 2-0 the count on Moss, batting .268.
As I look at that picture of the nice family up there, I think about Mark, who recently blew his knee out.
Oh,
yeah. He was at Lily's track and blew his knee out. So all I can think about is that it took that entire crew of people to take care of Mark and to get him back into the truck.
It takes a village to take care of Mark. And he has a great village. Lovely wife.
Good looking family.
Yeah. 3-0 the count on Moss. Infield turnaround to the right side for Brandon, a left-handed hitter. And a strike gets in there. The count is now 3-1. Speaking of families, I'd like to say hi to my son Nick and his lovely wife and my daughter-in-law Melissa Riz, listening and watching to the telecast tonight over in Wenatchee. Nice and warm over there. Strike called, and Moss caught looking. So another strikeout for Brandon Maurer, his third already of the ball game, and one out for the A's here in the top half of the second. No score. Well, this Mother's Day, you'll give Mom two things at Sparkle when you take her to the Mariners game. The Safeco Field Diamond plus a beautiful Mariners bracelet. It's free to the first 10,000 ladies 21 and older tomorrow at 1:10 when the Mariners take on the A's, thanks to EQC. So make plans to celebrate right here at Safeco Field when you get tickets for Mom and the entire family at Mariners.com. Here's third baseman Josh Donaldson, turns the bunt, and he takes a pitch outside. Ball one.
We've seen a couple of strikeouts looking so far on the left-handed hitters that we were talking about, Rick, and both of them were on the fastball that he was able to start inside and run it back on the corner. So he's using his two-seamer effectively early in the game.
Good sign early in the ball game for Moss. He delivers down and away. Ball two. 2 balls and no strikes on Donaldson, hitting .295. 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Former catcher, and he's been playing third base the last 2 years for Oakland. Well hit left field. Ibanez going back looking up. Goodbye baseball. Number 5 for Donaldson. And the Athletics take a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the second. Into the Oakland A's bullpen.
Well, we talked about it. We had the lineups. He's been the hot hitter over the last 18 games. I'm sure the guys are aware of that in their scouting reports. And it actually looked like a pretty good pitch in on his hands. They want the ball to go away, and it runs back on the inner half. You can see where he missed his spot. Kelly Shopping having to reach back across the plate to catch it. Didn't get to him. Ends up in the bullpen. So Brandon just missed his spot location on that pitch.
And the A's have the first run of the ball game, and here's Derek Barton. Ball one. Barton just up from AAA Sacramento, called up last Wednesday. Only a couple of games for the A's this year. Up and away. Ball two. 2-0. And Mike, this is what I like about the veteran catcher Kelly Shopping. Calling timeout, going out to have a talk with the youngster, and get things turned around right away.
Well, I think that's why you're seeing the combinations that you're seeing, Rick. Tomorrow's a day game, so Kelly was either going to catch tonight or tomorrow because of coming back with a day game. But you have the veteran on the mound, and Joe Saunders, who pitches great in this ballpark. So I think he decided it was better to have the veteran in Shopping out there with the young pitcher at 22-year-old Maurer.
Fly ball, right center field. On the run, Saunders and Morris. It is going to be Michael Saunders who makes the catch. So 2 outs for the A's here in the top half of the second. All right, Mike, time to check in with the booth for today's question. Why do batters come to the plate with their pockets inside out? Take a look at Kendry Morales. That pocket inside out.
Well, this is unusual with Kendrys, especially because typically he hits without batting gloves. But when they have their batting gloves, they have them in their back pocket. They're hustling to get out on deck, and usually they just rip them out of their back pocket, and that's when it comes out. It's not for anything other than that. And most of the time, the umpires will ask them to tuck that pocket back in. because they don't want it to hit the pocket, and they all of a sudden you have a hit batter and they get first. But for Morales, it's interesting because he had batting gloves on tonight, and typically he is up there without gloves. But there's no reason other than that.
Yeah. I mean, a few years back, though, some guys thought it was chic to have both out.
They did?
Yeah.
Was that a second baseman who played for the Salukis that like that?
Oh, no. Up and in on Norris for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count.
I don't think Itch would like that. I think he'd make sure your pockets and shirt tucked in and all that stuff.
G. Jones would not go for that. Coach in college. Derek Norris batting .238, 1 home run, and 6 runs batted in. Ball 3. Norris 1 for 3 last night with a home run. That was off of Oliver Perez, but Perez, after that home run, came back and he struck out the side, fanning Rosales, Jaso, and Smith. Up and away, ball 4. Norris with a walk. That's the first walk given up by Mauer. So 1 on, 2 outs, 1-0 Oakland. Mauer 2 and 4. Start number 7. Only 8 walks on the year, Mike, and 18 strikeouts coming into this ball game.
Well, and then the A's will test him. They're first in walk, so he's going to have to throw the strikes, and that's why I liked early on coming out, throwing a good fastball over the plate for a strike, and then if he wants to start working the edges, do it. But you have to make him swing, and I think that's one of the things we saw last night with Iwakuma, is that he was able to throw for strike 1 right away, and then you make them get out of their game and make them swing the bats, and he was very effective doing that.
A lot of first pitch strikes last night. I mean, that gentleman right there was outstanding. Hisashi Iwakuma, 7 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, no walks. Struck out 9, 1 for the 4th time. So he goes 7 innings, gives up only 2 earned runs, and his ERA went up.
But that you know what, though, Rick, that really gives you a good idea of how good, Carl Willis is going to go out and have a chat with Mauer. That gives you an idea how good Felix and Iwakuma both have been. Because the 2 runs that he gave up last night, it was an infield hit, a little ground ball. The other one was a flare, a ball that was off the thumbs that flared down the left field line. And then finally, the only ball that was hit off him was Lowry, and he ends up giving up 2 runs. But it was the 2 guys that were on base where he made his pitches, and they ended up just getting, some weak hits off of him. So to put the ERAs up that they have, if you take a look at this number, 24 career starts, and in 22 of them, he's been 3 runs or less. That is getting it done.
Yeah.
So if you're walking around with an ERA under 2, as Felix at 1.5, and he now has a 1.74, that's really doing a great job.
Carl Willis back to the dugout. Outside, snap throw to first, low, knocking it down is Smoke as Shopik was trying to pick off Derek Norris. And it's now 3-0 on Sogard. Good job by Smoke to get a glove on it. Sogard hitting just .238, no home runs, and 3 runs batted in.
Well, and this is what you don't want to see. He walks Norris, the number 8 hitter, on 4 pitches, and now he falls, the number 9 hitter falls right behind 3-0.
And he walks Sogard on 4 straight pitches, so that's 8 in a row out of the strike zone for Brandon Mauer. It'll send Norris down to second. Sogard is on at first base. There's 2 outs. And brings up the top of the order. Here's designated hitter, leadoff batter John Jaso. So an early test for Brandon Mauer.
Well, he was able to strike Jaso out in his first at bat, and he struck him out with a really good curveball down and in. There's one right there, curveball at 73 miles an hour.
Gets it over for a strike. Jaso right now, one of the hotter hitters for the A's. Last 12 games, batting .323. Ground ball, foul up the first base line. 0-2 on Jaso. Fan gets to it. And a ball girl down the right field line. Oh, almost.
Good form on the backhand. Just pulled the glove up a little bit early. She was in her legs. You see that? Getting down there? No error. It would have been a tough play.
Young ladies do a nice job on the left and right field lines. way outside, and Mauer lost that one right out of his hand. 1-2 now on Jaso. This guy came up with so many clutch base hits last year for the Mariners. Norris at second, Sogard the runner at first. Here's a look at the Amica hit zone.
Want to stay out of the bottom of the strike zone with him. Typical of left-handed hitters.
Way outside, ball 2-2. So Mauer really struggling with his control.
Well, those last two pitches, Rick, he tried to throw the curveball again, the pitch that he struck him out with. But sometimes you get ahead and you just want to throw the best curveball you have and you overthrow it. And he's missed wide and they're just spinning. There's not a lot of bite to him.
2-2. This is ball 3, full count, 3-2. On deck for the A's, left fielder Seth Smith. He was struck out in the first. 2 on, 2 outs. Mauer trying to get out of a jam here in the second. Ground ball right side. Diving Ackley gets up from his knees and he gets Jaso at first base. Holy smokes, what a play by Dustin Ackley to save a run. And that will retire the side. 1 run for Oakland. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the A's 1 and the Mariners nothing. What a play. Sterling Bank, nobody works harder for you. And how about this great play turned in by Dustin Ackley to get Brandon Mauer out of a jam in the top half of the second.
Well, the Mariners have the best defense in the American League, and it's not just the routine play. They take away a lot of hits, and that's a fine play by Ackley to not only take away a hit and get Mauer off the mound, but save another run for the Mariners. Good extension on it. Doesn't panic, throws it from his knees, and a good play all the way around by Dustin Ackley at second.
That's a tough play because you're diving for the ball, and Mike, that ball comes up to his left, and he was able to stay with it. Here's right fielder Michael Morse, and a strike on Michael, 0-1. Morse hitting .227, tied for third in the league in home runs with 9. 15 runs batted in. Big RBI early in last night's game. A single into center field. It drove in the first of 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning.
One of those 9 home runs coming off of Parker. Start the season, hit a home run off of Parker. He's 1 for 3 with that home run.
Parker has given up 8 home runs on the season. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 away. Strikeout number 1 for Jared Parker. That'll bring up first baseman Justin Smoak. Mariners on a nice roll right now. Over the last 13 games, they've gone 9-4. And it started on the last homestand in which they won 3 out of 4 against the Angels and took 2 out of 3 from Baltimore. Then went on the road to Toronto and Pittsburgh, where they were 3-2 in that 5-game road trip.
And the A's put the shift on to Smoke, so they swing the infield around to the right side. Justin with a double last night in the first inning to drive in a run, give the Mariners an early lead. He was 1 for 3 last night with a walk.
Sogard's way out there in shallow right field. Big swing and a miss by Smoke, and the count is 0-2 on Justin.
Base hit last night was a double. He's doubled in 4 straight games now.
How about that? That was a great at bat. It was about a 7-pitch at bat. In the dirt, 1-2. Smoke hitting .239. Working with hitting coach right there, Dave Hansen, first year with the Mariners. Last few years hitting coach with the Dodgers, former Mariner. Ball 2-2. Justin has hit safely in 16 of his last 21 games for an average of .274. Hardly a breeze blowing in. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Jared Parker here in the bottom half of the second. 2 outs.
That was the best fastball for Parker so far. This is 95 miles an hour at the top of the strike zone. Justin not able to catch up to it. Was it above the belt? We look at our McDonald's Supermo in the barrel a little bit late, and he will swing under this fastball at 95.
2 down, and here is Raul Ibanez. Big hit last night, a 3-run home run. And the bottom of the 3rd inning, giving the Mariners at that point a 5-0 lead. Fouls away the first pitch, and it was number 3 on the year for Raul.
It was a good at bat. You could see that pitch. He was out in front of it, was able to keep his hands back on the changeup and drive it into the seats in right field.
Got to be strong to do that.
You just have to be in a good position to get the barrel to it. Something that Raul has been working on. We highlighted him when we showed the lineups tonight, when he's done over his last 5 games, hitting at a .400 clip.
0-2 on Raul. Fly ball into right field, going back toward the warning track is Moss, and he's there and makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on after 2 innings of play. Here at Safeco Field, it's the A's 1 and the Mariners nothing. third tonight here at Safeco Field. Seth Smith will lead things off. Oakland with a run in the second on a Josh Donaldson home run that he parked into the A's bullpen in left field. And then Brandon Maurer had to work himself out of trouble after that. Ball one. The count on Smith. Dustin Ackley made a great play and a ground ball hit by John Jaso with 2 on and 2 outs in the second to save a run. Ground ball right side. Smoke is there. Maurer gets over to cover. Little toss from Smoke in time to get Smith. And there's one away. Well, time now for our AT&T trivia question for tonight. There's been 1,118 games have been played here at Safeco Field. What percentage of the time has the roof been closed at some point during a game? 2%, 12%, 22%, 32%. Text A, B, C, or D to 733-733. What do you think, Mike? We live here in the Pacific Northwest.
12%.
That sounds good. Jed Lowry, the hitter. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go 22 seems kind of high. Really, I'm going to agree with you. 12%. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 on shortstop Jed Lowry, former Houston Astro. Well, the Astros last year hit .244, 16 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Oakland winning the West last year. GM Billy Beane didn't make a lot of wholesale changes. They got Lowry outside, ball 1-1-2 the count. Maurer looking for an easy inning here in the top of the third after throwing 26 pitches in the top half of the second. Low and inside, a breaking ball, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The thing about GM Billy Beane, Mike, he's not afraid to pull the trigger on a lot of trades.
No, and for the most part, he's had to.
Trades away a lot of veterans, and they get a lot of young talent in return, and they put it all together last year, winning the West in the final day of the regular season.
He usually finds a veteran guy here or there. You mentioned Lowry, that he plugs into the mix, and he's been right on a bunch of those guys also.
They had Holiday for a little while a few years back. Two-two. Lined the other way into left field for a base hit. Lowry just reaching out, hit it hard the other way. And he's 2 for 2 tonight against Brandon Maurer. 1 out and 1 away for the A's.
Both hits going the other way. He had a double that he hit just inside the bag at third, and then that base hit into left field.
All right, here's a look at what the fans are thinking. And see, 22% starting to take over, a little more than
I agree with us now at 37-38%.
All right, so 12%.
It'll be close.
Back in the lead. Cespedes with a strike, 0-1. He's hurting right now. They got some key players on the DL. Center fielder Coco Crisp and their leadoff man. He sets the table for Oakland, and then Josh Reddick on the disabled list. They're starting right fielders. Cespedes spent time in the DL with a strained left hand. Ground ball to third. Seager down to Ackley. Relay to Smoke, and it's around the horn for the inning-ending double play. 5-4-3, and that's it for the A's in the top half of the third. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Oakland. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by BNSF Railway, the engine that connects us. And by Jack in the Box, the Chipotle Chicken Club combo is back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. Try one today with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Fans coming over from CenturyLink Field this afternoon, where earlier today the Sounders beat San Jose by a score of 4-0. Great to have Sounders fans, and a lot of them here at Safeco Field tonight as the Mariners take on the Athletics. Second baseman Dustin Ackley will lead off the bottom half of inning number 3. Ackley made the outstanding play defensively in the top half of the second. Parker's fastball just outside. Ball 2-0.
It's a full day of sporting events, isn't it?
Fun day.
Yeah. And come on over to the Mariners game.
Nice doubleheader for a lot of fans here in Seattle today. 2-1 the count in Ackley.
You and I both had a nice doubleheader today.
We did.
Yeah. You can see your grandson. Was it Jackson today?
Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson plays for the A's.
He does.
Yeah. Watch his game over at Beaver Lake Elementary School.
Maybe Billy Bean will trade him one day.
Possibly. You never know. But man, the young fella can swing the bat.
Isn't it strange? Then
a lot of fun.
My son, who's 14, he plays for the Athletics.
He plays for the A's too.
Yeah. You and I had the opportunity this morning to watch them play. Now here we are watching the big boys.
Oh, we had a blast watching my 7-year-old grandson Jackson play the Marlins today, and then I also took care of my 5-year-olds. Braden. Strike 3 called on Ackley, and that is strikeout number 3 for Jared Parker. 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the third. Well, it's a giveaway. Your kids are going to flip their lids over literally. Tomorrow is Kids Camp Day when the Mariners take on the A's at 1:10. And all youngsters 14 and under will take home this cool cap thanks to Aquafina. Get tickets for the entire family at any Mariners team store or online at mariners.com. Got a Langston jersey. There's Poppy. Edgar Martinez over there. You got a King Felix yellow T-shirt.
There's always a grippy outfit for good reason.
And here's Kelly Shopik, left center, but on the run, Cespedes to make the catch. Shopik flies out. And 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the third. Right now, we have a tie in the fan voting for our AT&T Trivia question. Over 1,100 games have been played here at Safeco Field. What percentage of times has the roof been closed at some point during a game? 2%, 12%, 22%, 32%. So keep voting. Right now, Mike, we have a tie. Maybe there's some hanging chads that they have to figure out. No? Okay. Shortstop Brendan Ryan. Ball 1. So keep voting. Up left center field, coming in is Seth Smith. He's there and makes the catch for out number 3, and that's it for the Mariners in the bottom of the third. We go to the top half of the fourth here at Safeco Field. Fans of all ages, look at that little sweetheart right there. Welcome to Safeco Field. We go to the top of the fourth, 1-0 Oakland. Shoulders pitch sequence, Mike.
Well, as you look at Brandon Maurer tonight, he's had to throw a lot of pitches to work through 3 innings. And as he's working to Moss right here, you can see the pitches away. Misses with a fastball, misses with the changeup, comes back with another fastball off the plate away. So he has to get back into the count. Moss taking that fastball. Then he throws another pitch away. You can see the movement. And this is going to be a big pitch, I think, for him in the game. Fastball inside and run it back on the inside corner to get that strikeout. So he sets him up with those pitches away, but eventually puts him away with the fastball inside. And we've seen him do that twice tonight. I'd like to see him do that a little bit more early in count trick and maybe use the curveball. But he has to be able to find a way to work ahead. And he's been inconsistent with that in this outing so far, his overall command. And that's why his pitch count is up on him right now. 55 pitches now working here in the 4th.
Just started off Moss with a fastball that
he missed it. Yeah.
Foul ball to Hopper. Easy play. Justin Smoak. He'll take it to the pillow for the out on Moss. And 1 out for the A's here in the top of the 4th. They lead by a score of 1-0. A look out there at the pen in the left center field. Great spot, Mike, to watch the ball game.
It's typically like it is tonight, packed out there. You have to get out there early. But I think with Brandon Maurer, he has the stuff to pitch here, Rick. Yeah. There's no question about it. And at times you can see him back when you go up back to the 2nd inning. He gives up the home run in that inning, which is okay. It happens. It's a solo home run. But the 2 walks at the bottom of the order, it just all of a sudden everything kind of left him. Was able to reel it back in on a great play by Ackley. He was able to get that ground ball that Ackley made a great play on. But from there, you'd like to see him settle in now. He's passed the first couple of innings. We give all the starters that little bit of basically a mulligan to get through the first 2 innings, and then you like to see him settle in. That's a good pitch right there. A slider just off the plate away, but I thought it was well located. And see if he can settle down a little bit because his pitch count is getting up there. 58 pitches.
And way too even on the balls and strikes. And this is the guy that took him deep his last time up. Breaking ball for a strike, and the count is now 1-2. Talking about Josh Donaldson.
Well, they wanted to go with that fastball away from him, and he missed his location and left it in the inside corner. And Donaldson's been a hot hitter. Middle of the plate in, you probably want to stay away from that area when a guy's seeing the ball as well as he is.
And that slider down and away for ball 2. 2-2 the count, but he's got a lot of movement on that fastball tonight.
Well, he does. And a lot of this, too, let's not forget, it's been 10 days in between starts, so I'm sure he was amped up early in the game. That's why, after now he's gone through a few innings, let him settle in. On the flip side of it, we talked about Parker, who had been struggling. And on his 9 outs, he's only thrown 31 pitches. So 22 strikes for him out of the 31 pitches.
Got to try to make him work. They really made A.J. Burnett work a few days ago in Pittsburgh, one of the best pitchers right now in the National League. One hopper back to the mound, taken by Maurer. Soft toss the first. Plenty of time to get Donaldson for the 2nd out of the inning.
The pitcher will always dictate how patient you can be. I think that's a good game plan going in at the start. But if the pitcher, like
he's throwing strikes,
Parker tonight, 31 pitches, 22 strikes, he's letting you know, I have it tonight, guys. You better start swinging early because you don't want to fall behind. So, so many times I hear that people say, well, you have to be aggressive or you're going to be patient as an offense. The pitcher he's the one with the ball in his hand. He will always dictate eventually what you're going to have to do and if you have to make a change.
Derek Barton takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Oakland, a ball club typically that they will take a lot of pitches. They will make you work. But Iwakuma last night was throwing a lot of first pitch strikes.
And what happened? They started swinging.
At
right. They had no choice.
He went 0-1. He went 0-2.
Which is not
a splitter.
He absolutely took their strength away. They're first in walks and first in runs scored, 3rd in on base percentage, and he took that away from them.
The 1-1. Ball 2-1.
But he's a veteran guy. I know it's only his 2nd year at the major league level, but he started for a long time in Japan, and he's won the equivalent of their Cy Young award over there. And so there's a difference there. This young man, 22 years old, he's again going to be inconsistent at times. You see that pitch right there, good running fastball in the outside corner. He has the stuff to do it. It just takes a little bit of time, right? You have to give him some time.
Yeah, absolutely, just 22. And how about these numbers?
Look at that whip. I mean, he's first. Wow. Opponent's average just 167 pitches per inning. He's 2nd. There's just
ERA 4th best.
Yeah, he's
outstanding.
He's been fun to watch.
Full count now on Derek Barton. 3-2. What a combination. 1-2 punch the Mariners have in Felix and Iwakuma combined. Their ERA is 1.63.
Yeah, that is really strong. There you go, the 26 pitches. And that because, and again, that came down to the 8 and 9 hitters where he walked both of those hitters on 8 pitches.
Fly ball, right field and deep. Michael Morse going back to the warning track. Goodbye, baseball. Derek Barton with his first home run of the season. Just called up from AAA Sacramento. Second home run for the Athletics tonight, and it's now the A's 2 and the Mariners nothing.
And this one looks like it was on a hanging breaking ball. It was the 6th pitch of the at bat. I think it was a breaking ball that didn't have much bite to it, just stayed up in the zone in the middle end. Take a look at it. Yeah, it looks like a changeup. It's kind of stayed right there in the middle of the plate at 86 miles an hour.
1 run in for the A's here in the top of the 4th. Derek Norris, all 1. And that pitch just kind of spun up there at home plate and stayed up. Norris walked his last time up in the 2nd. 1-1. .239 average last right now with a home run. Fouled away behind the plate. 1-2 the count on Norris.
.70 pitches, Rick, working here in the 4th. A lot of pitches.
And a lot of those came back in the 2nd when the A's got their first run. And left 2 runners stranded. Had a quick top of the 3rd. And Mike, for a freshman in the big leagues, you're going to ride that roller coaster.
Yeah, you certainly are. Get on the same page with Kelly Shopping.
Just outside, ball 2. 2-2. Eric said before the ball game they'd love to get 6 innings out of Mauer tonight. Iwakuma went 7 innings in last night's ball game. Right at the knee, strike 3 call. The strikeout for Brandon Mauer, his 4th of the ball game. He gets Derek Norris. That'll end the inning. Derek Barton with a home run. It is Mother's Day tomorrow, ladies' night tonight here at Safeco Field. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 2-0 Oakland. Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Bottom half of the 4th inning, the A's lead by a score of 2-0. Solo home runs by Josh Donaldson in the 2nd and Derek Barton in the top half of the fourth. Michael Saunders trying to get something going offensively against Jared Parker. Has been really struggling this year, but right now through 3 innings of work hasn't given up a base hit. Saunders hitting .254, 4 home runs, 2 leadoff home runs, and 11 runs batted in. Ball 1. Parker, first-round draft pick in June of '07 by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. He was traded away to the A's along with Ryan Cook, Colin Cowgill, for Trevor Cahill and Craig Breslow in December of 2011. Last year a 13-game winner. His pitch count, Mike, just 33. Ground ball, foul at the first base line, and the Mariner ball girl makes a nice play on the right field line.
One of the few hitters that's been able to work ahead in the count. Parker has been pretty good up to this point, so he's happy.
Wow, look at the smile of that youngster. Way to go, young lady. And a high five. How about that? Strike 2, 2-2. Fastball from Parker. Parker, the 13 wins last year, along with Tommy Milone, his teammate, both rookies. It's the first time it's been done by a pair of Oakland rookies since the A's moved to the Bay Area in 1968.
Michael working the count back to full, so I would think he would get a fastball there, leading the inning off. A good fastball to hit, drive it.
Stein backs away. Fastball away, ball 4. So Saunders with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Time now for our CenturyLink to What's Next. And what's next is tomorrow's game. It'll be Joe Saunders, the veteran lefty, going against Tommy Milone, a young left-hander. Saunders 2-4, but he's been outstanding on the Safeco Field mound. Tomorrow, Mother's Day. Hope to see you right here at Safeco Field for the final game of the three-game homestand against the A's. We'll be on the air at 12:30 with the pregame show. Toss over to first base, and Saunders back to the bag. And Jen Mueller will have a special edition of All Access on the Tacoma Rainiers at noon. A lot of prospects down at AAA, including catcher Mike Zunino, pitcher James Paxton, shortstop Nick Franklin, and many others. Stephan Romero up in the outfield. Up and in on Seager, ball 1. 1-0 the count on Kyle. So man came up a couple of years ago after collecting 192 hits at A-ball at High Desert. Popped up and out of play in the third base side, 1-1.
And I think Kyle would like to have that pitch back. Fastball in the middle of the plate and down. Good pitch for him to hit. Mike looking over at first base to see Coach Mike Brumley talking with Saunders, giving Saunders the time, how quick Parker is the plate. He's always looking to get to the next spot. I thought it was interesting, Saunders talking about Brumley and how much he has helped him with his base running. And he dives back safely. Michael has a unique way of taking his lead with his feet turned more towards second base. He said it was uncomfortable because he wasn't sure he was going to be able to get back in time, but the more he practiced it, the more comfortable he was able to get. And you can see he's in the starting blocks now, ready to go. It's like a sprinter. We'll do that little crossover step and a swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch, and the count is 1-2 on Seager. Way back in 1969, the Pilots had a fellow by the name of Tommy Harper, led the American League in stolen bases. I think he had 70 then. He was a minor league instructor when I was with the Expos. Yeah.
1 year, the Pirates. In the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, Norris. And in the mind of Michael Saunders, he's looking at that pitch thinking it's going to be in the dirt. A breaking ball down and in, and trying again to take a base if that ball bounces away from Norris, but it didn't. I've seen Michael do that blow a couple of times already.
He and Eckley are probably the two best base runners on the team. I think they have the best idea, and obviously they're fast. Both of them run well, so that helps.
Saunders lead. Inside, snap throw to first, and out at first base is Saunders on a heck of a throw by catcher Derek Norris. He picks off Saunders at first, and there's one away.
We saw Norris try that last night. Wasn't able to get anybody, but you take a look at our money tree just in time play, and good play by Barton at first base to get the tag out. It's a no look tag as he gets him right there on the spikes. A good call.
In the dirt, ball 4. So Seager draws a walk, and the Mariners have a man back on at first base. And here's that play one more time.
Take a look at Michael as he gets his secondary lead. It looked like his feet weren't quite right. That was a good play by Norris.
Yeah.
Quick snap throw. You don't see many catchers doing that anymore.
And then Barton, all he had to do was come down with a glove right in front of the bag. And
I can remember in our team meetings when we would play against the Rangers, and they would tell us about that with Pudge back there. Ivan Rodriguez, the best at it. He was so quick with his feet and had probably the best arm I've ever seen for a catcher.
Yeah.
And they would tell us, when you're getting your secondary, don't get out there as far because he will throw it behind you.
Morales with a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, you need love showing off that arm.
Well, he should. It was the best one I had seen. And so you had to be careful. But you go over those things in meetings, and we know there's scouts here at the ballpark tonight watching this game, and word will get around with Norris because we saw him try it last night too, a little snap throw.
It was right there, right on the back. Fly ball into right field. Coming in now is Moss underneath it. 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Seager heads on back to first base. So Kyle on for the 2nd time tonight. He was on 4 times last night. Brings up Michael Morse. Here's the pitch. Seager was able to get out of the way. Ball across the plate, and there's that throw from the knees of Norris right to Barton.
Well, I think also you have the left-handed hitter up there, and it blocks the view of Saunders. It was a big secondary lead that he had, but I don't think he saw it right away.
Norris with a fly ball into shallow right center field, and coming in to make the catch on the run, Brandon Moss. And that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on after 4. A's 2, Mariners nothing. Half of the fifth inning. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. The Mariners with one more game tomorrow afternoon on Mother's Day here at home. A travel day on Monday as we head to New York, Cleveland, and Anaheim. Swing and a foul back by Eric Sogard, leading off the top half of the fifth inning. Rick Riz along with Mike Glowers, our associate director up here in the booth, is Robbie Nielsen. Dave Sims having a few days off. He's back in Philadelphia. Special award from his high school. So congratulations to Mr. Sims. 0-2 on Sogard on the check swing. He walked in the second. Line drive, caught it short by Brendan Ryan. A little off to his right. One away for the A's here in the top half of the fifth inning. You know, even though Brandon Mike struggled there in the top half of the second, the good part of the fact was, you know, he didn't get hurt by a big inning. He was able to get out of it, even though he threw a lot of pitches.
He was able to get the ground ball to get out of the inning, and it was a great play by Ackley. But, you know, you can't control where the ground ball is going to go. It found a hole. Ackley made a play for him, but I just like the fact that he was down and he was able to get that ground ball, as you said, to keep the inning to just the one run on the solo homer. And the other part about it, too, with him is it seems that he loses a little bit here and there. He's at 77 pitches. You mentioned it. Eric wanted him to get 6 innings out of him. Well, if he has a quick inning here, he can do that.
Got a shot.
Yeah. He threw 26 pitches in the second inning, and that's kind of blew up his pitch count. But overall, I think he's doing just fine. Just need to stay away from the walks. And he falls behind 3-0 to Jaso. Just 2 walks in the game, but they were back-to-back walks to the 8-9 hitter.
And you don't want to turn over the lineup. Got it in there. 3-1 on Jaso. It was Jaso that hit that ground ball for the final out in the top half of the second. That actually made the outstanding diving stop, and from his knees threw out Jaso at first to end the inning. Struck him out in the first. Ground ball hit hard to Smoke, knocks it down, gets behind him. Little toss to Brandon at the bag, and it's in time to get Jaso. So 2 outs for the A's here in the top half of the fifth, and Smoke was able to stay with it, Mike.
Justin did an excellent job at first base last year and has just picked it up the same. This one he clanks a little bit off the heel, but stays with it, as you mentioned. No panic there, plenty of time. You take a look at it, it's going to be an easy hop, but then he goes right off the glove. A lot of spin on that. You can see it.
Landed right behind him. Still had time to make the play.
Stayed with it.
Seth Smith. On a strike, 0-1, former quarterback at Ole Miss. You were a quarterback in high school, weren't you?
Nope.
No. I thought you played quarterback.
I played some quarterback. Didn't play quarterback in high school.
Oh. Where'd you play?
Actually, I didn't. My dad had said that I had an opportunity to play some baseball and hopefully get a scholarship to go to college, and that was the end of the football career.
Some junior type of football along the way as a kid?
I played football up until that point, and then it was over at that point, which was, I thank him for that.
Yeah,
that's a tough sport.
Made the right decision.
Yeah, my brother played and played in high school, but it was a good decision.
I was the PA announcer for the football team.
Another good decision.
Great decision on my part. Stood on a folding chair for a few hours, watched the ball game. Driving rain or a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Ball carried by Bruce Thatcher. Gain of 3. Second down at 7. Ball to the Cardinal 22-yard line. 2-2 on Seth Smith. Fly ball, right field. Morris heading back to his right. Can't get to it. This one will roll all the way to the wall at the 380 mark. Smith to second, and he will pull up there with a 2-out double. The throw in cut off of the relay to third. So Smith aboard in scoring position with the extra base hit.
And Curtis tells me that you also called the game for the Apple Cup as you see this double, 2-out double by Smith. Good fastball hitter.
Yep, a few years back they asked me to fill in and do the Apple Cup game. It was a lot of fun, and the Cougars had a great
Where was
year.
It?
Right over here.
It was here.
Right across the street. Worked with Sonny Six Killer. And Cleet Casper got out of the way. Called the play. Let those two guys take over. Skipper Eric Wedge going over a few notes inside the Mariners dugout. Here is Jed Lowrie. That was a lot of fun. Did a doubleheader one time. Did an afternoon game, Mariners game. Inside on Lowrie, ball one, and then walked across the street to the night game at CenturyLink Field. And that was Washington State against Idaho, the first game of the year.
Well, you made it in baseball, buddy, because football was not your thing. I mean, it's 75 degrees and you're looking for a jacket right now.
Cold.
Well, they're always cold.
Beautiful.
Well, I agree with that. Perfect time for baseball.
Our look back. Misses to Lowrie. Ball 2-0. And he's been a tough out, Mike, going the other way with a double in the first and a single in the third.
Well, I threw him a first pitch fastball. Looked like it was on the inside corner. Didn't get the call and then went back away again. And consistent. A little more power from the left side, but 293 hitter left-handed, 310 right-handed.
Into left center field on the run. Michael Saunders. It's going to drop in a base hit. Smith running third. He'll score. The throw to second will keep Lowrie to a single. And the A's now lead by a score of 3-0. And again, Jed Lowrie going the other way. Pitcher was up.
It's up out over the plate. Again, you can see the run on that fastball at 92 miles an hour and slices it away from Saunders in center field. That's a clutch 2-out hit after the double. Carl Willis going back out to the mound. We're going to get some action out in the Mariner bullpen. Charlie Furbush going to get loose. He's at 89 pitches now, Rick, so this is probably going to be his last inning.
Eric and Carl do a real good job at keeping track of pitch counts with travel days and off days. Brandon Maurer going on 10 days rest in tonight's start. There's a look at his pitch counts by inning. He had that workload back in the second. So Charlie Furbush getting loose down in the bullpen. Charlie's doing a great job on the radio side with the bullpen banter where he does the interview with the players. Doing a nice job in relief. Snap throw to first base, and back in time is Lowrie. Now Maurer will have to take a look at Yoenis Cespedes. Cespedes is 0 for 2, has flied out to Saunders in center, and he bounced into a inning-ending double play in the third inning. Ball one. Last 4 games, Cespedes
in a struggle. 0 for 13 with 6 strikeouts.
Over to first base. Lowrie back one more time. Cespedes from Cuba coming over to play for the Athletics last year. Hit .292 with 23 home runs and 82 runs batted in. Down and away, ball 2, 2-0. Mariners have Kendrys Morales, who's also from Cuba. Kendrys tried numerous times to leave the country, finally made it, and landed with the Angels. On to play on the first base side, 2-1 the count. Think how tough it is to do that, Mike. Leave your family and
Can't
friends
even
behind.
imagine. Can't even imagine
To
it.
follow your dream.
Yeah.
Try to play Major League Baseball not knowing if you're going to make it or not, and then leave everybody back behind in your native land.
Well, and it's not just that, but it's not like they just jump on a jet and come over here. Yeah,
It's dangerous.
it is. Can't imagine.
another move to first base. Hayes with 3 runs on 6 base hits, a couple of home runs. The Mariners are still looking for their first hit tonight off of Jared Parker. Well hit down the left field line. This one is a foul ball. It had the distance. It was a rocket down the left field line. Third base umpire making the call. Wow. Man brought a glove out to the ballpark. I don't know if don't think he caught it.
And it was just a matter of whether it was going to hook enough and go foul, because he hit it hard enough and it just misses the foul pole.
Guy trying to make the barehanded catch, and boom.
Hit the rail.
2-2 on Cespedes, and another move to first base. Yeah, it hit me right here. I had it. Had it all the way. Hit me right there. This thing's coming hot, Mike.
I don't think I would try it.
No. Sometimes we get a view up here in the booth. And he takes a cut, doesn't he? Still 2-2 on Cespedes.
Take a look at the swing at this fastball at 94 miles an hour. That's a lot of bat speed coming through there, Rick.
Whole lot of bat speed.
Throw him a hard slider off the plate away. You can get him to chase it.
Kelly Shoppett going through the signs, sets up away. Off the end of the bat, fly ball, left center field. Michael Saunders is there and makes the catch. That'll end the inning. Well, the A's get one more. The double by Smith, the RBI single by Lowry with 2 outs. Halfway point, bottom of the 5th, A's lead 3-0. Fifth inning, 3-0 A's. All right, time now for the answer to our AT&T trivia question tonight. Over 1,100 games been played here at Safeco Field. What percentage of times has the roof been closed at some point during a game? 2%, 12%, 22%, 32%. The fans have voted. They said 34% or 12% of the time.
Well, you and I did the same thing. B.
Yeah.
What would be?
What would be? The answer is C. 22% of the time. 154 times The roof has been closed for the entire ball game 91 times, moved at some time during the game. So the answer 22% of the time. Not a match tonight.
No, Curtis isn't happy.
Yeah. Justin Smoke leading things off here in the bottom of the 5th. The Mariners looking for their first hit off of Jared Parker.
He's walked 3 batters but hasn't given up a hit. Try and get him in the stretch again.
Ground ball foul up the first base line, and the count is 0-2 on Justin. Look at the site right behind us here at Safeco Field. Looks like the start of a rainbow, maybe some rain coming our way. Maybe at 10 o'clock tonight, according to Curtis Wilson. And Curtis is locked in with the weather. You know, he knows when the rain is going to get here.
He's a big fan of tracking the weather.
Yeah. 1-2 on Smoke. Been a beautiful day out here in Seattle. Up and away, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Said I had a chance to watch my grandson play baseball today. Little League baseball. Great crowd. Nice crowd here tonight. Watched them play a few weeks ago and had a little bit of a rain shower. Kids had a great time out there. Way outside, ball 3, full count.
Washington, you can't scare them with a little bit of rain, right? They're going to play.
Exactly. That was one of the worst days of my life as a kid growing up in Chicago when it rained out one of my Little League games. Oh, that was a bad day. Had the uni all ready to go. 3-2. Up high, ball 4. So Smoke with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's the 4th walk given up by Parker. 3-0 A's, and it'll send up Raul Ibanez and also send out to the mound pitching coach Kurt Young of the Athletics.
Managers, they don't like it when you have a lead and you start walking batters. That's the 4th walk of the game now for Parker. So I'm sure Bob Melvin sent him out right away.
Say, friends, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Young back to the dugout, and here is Raul Ibanez. Big home run last night. 0 for 1 tonight is flied out to Moss in right field. Mariners and the Athletics tomorrow afternoon. Game time 1:10, Mother's Day. Joe Saunders against Tommy Malone. Popped up. Left side of the infield, the shortstop, Jed Lowry. Now a few steps on the outfield grass is there to make the catch. And there's one out for the Mariners here in the 5th. Well, it was the move made famous following last season's perfect game, and now the Felixing pose has been captured in a bobblehead form. Saturday, May 25th, the first 20,000 fans will take home a Felix Hernandez perfect game bobblehead. Here's your chance to grab a piece of history, then shake it when you get tickets to Felix Bobblehead Night at Mariners.com. Saturday, May 25th. There's a Felix foam crown cap there. Dustin Ackley with ball 1. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. 3-0 A's.
Looks like Brandon Maurer will be finished. Charlie's starting to throw out in the bullpen again. So Brandon Maurer's night is done.
A lot of pitches in 5 innings. 3 runs, 6 hits. 2-0.
95 pitches to get through 5 innings.
Yeah. A lot.
Too many.
Ackley, 1 home run on the year. That was a grand slam in Toronto. 2-1. Grandma got out the rye bread and mustard, Mike. Made a salami sandwich. Great call by Dave Niehaus many years ago. Charlie getting ready to take over in the top half of the 6th inning. Mariners would sure love to chip away at the 3-run deficit. 2-2. Parker just 24 years of age. Back to the mound, taken by Parker. Wheels goes to second, low, picked by Lowry for 1. The throw to first, not in time. What a play by the shortstop Jed Lowry. They got a force at second on Justin Smoak for the second out of the inning.
He looked like he tried to throw it into center field. Would have been a tough turn anyway. Ackley runs well, but right back to Parker. He turns around and throws a sinker. A great play by Lowry to keep his foot on the bag and still make the backhanded pick. Could have been a great break for the Mariners.
With Lowry, the backhanded pick to get the force on Smoak at second. 1 on 2 outs. Ackley safe at first base. And here is catcher Kelly Shopping. The season hitting .255, 1 home run and 5 runs batted in. Ball 1. Shopping spending last season with both the Boston Red Sox and the New York Mets. 1-0. Fouled away behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's created a lot of excitement in the Bay Area last year. Mike, you spent some time with Oakland in 1998.
Wasn't as nearly as exciting.
No?
No.
Over to first. Ackley gets back.
Parker's been efficient tonight. Just 61 pitches for him. 37 strikes.
And the Mariners still hunting for that first base hit off of Parker. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Fouled away in the third base side. 1 and 2 on Shopping. Parker with a new baseball.
He's had a good mix tonight. Been right around 60-65% fastball. See the off-speed pitches at 38% now.
That's a good changeup. Malone, who pitches tomorrow, has a great changeup from the left side. Right. In the dirt. Knocking it down is Norris. Ball 2. 2 and 2 on Shopping. They're still trying to get the offense going. 6 runs last night. They got to Dan Straley early. 2 runs in the first. Added 3 runs in the third. Right now 3-0 Oakland. 2-2. Fouled away again up the third base line past Coach Darren Brown, and the count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Young lady pretty happy she's got the baseball. Mariners on the road trip will head to New York, Cleveland, and Anaheim. Cleveland playing some pretty good baseball. They're leading the Tigers in Detroit tonight by a score of 7-6. in the dirt. Ball 3. Full count 3-2, and now with 2 outs, Ackley can take off over at first base.
Look at the rest of the West. You have the Angels beating the White Sox today 3-2 in Chicago. Texas beat Houston. A little bit of a slugfest, 8-7. That was in Houston.
Rangers have won 7 of their last 11 ball games. They're on top of the West, starting play tonight with a 5-game lead over these A's. Mariners 5.5 out. Ackley will take off at first with a count full and 2 outs. Runner goes. Fly ball, right field. Heading back. Moss to the warning track to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. How about that? An opposite field 2-run home run off the bat of Kelly Shoppach, his 2nd home run of the season. And it's now a 1-run ball game. It's the A's 3 and the Mariners 2, and 1 at bat for Shoppach going the other way.
Well, it's also the first hit for the Mariners, and it was a big one to get him within a run. Kelly Shoppach. A 2-run home run. This is the 9th home run of the year that Parker has given up, but he finally worked his way back to a 3-2 count. It's quite a battle. This is the 7th pitch of the at bat. Gets a fastball and drives it over the fence in right field.
Number 2 for Kelly Shoppach. Hit number 1 off of Jared Parker tonight, and it comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brendan Ryan, the hitter. Well hit, but pulled foul down the left field line, and it's 0-1 on Ryan. Ball will get out the other way to right field.
I'll get you right back in the game in a hurry.
Brand new ball game. That's the 9th home run given up by Jared Parker.
And coming into the game today, the Mariners were 10th in the American League in home runs.
Ibanez with a home run last night. Shoppach down with a home run tonight. Eric Wedge alongside bench coach Robbie Thompson, and a swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch from Parker. Strike 3. Ryan strikes out. That'll end the inning, but the Mariners 2 big runs on 1 big hit. The home run by Kelly Shoppach going the other way. His 2nd home run of the year, and after 5 innings of play, it's now the Athletics 3 and the Mariners 2. For the 6th inning, thanks to a 2-run home run by Kelly Shoppach at the bottom of the 5th inning. That's going to be it for Brandon Maurer tonight, Mike.
Well, he had to work hard to get through 5 innings. 95 pitches, 51 of them strikes. He had 4 strikeouts, a couple of walks, gave up 3 runs. They were all earned. A couple of them home runs. 2 home runs for the A's.
And now taking over, lefty Charlie Furbush.
13th appearance of the year, 3.86 ERA. 17 strikeouts in just 9 1/3 innings. That is doing some work on the strikeouts. Giving up 1 home run this year, so Charlie will pitch the 6th.
Charlie will take a look at Brandon Moss to lead things off. Then to up Josh Donaldson and Derek Barton. So the Mariners very much back to this ball game thanks to that guy right there, Kelly Shopping. Worked the count to 3-2 and then took a pitch the other way out of the ballpark to right center field. Second home run of the season. Been a nice addition. Charlie has that wicked slider.
He also has a good fastball. Fastball will be 91 to 93 miles an hour. And with him dropping down to the left-hander, that's an uncomfortable at bat.
There's that fastball on the outside corner, located very well, and the count is 0-1 on Moss. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out. He's also grounded out to Smoke at first base. Ball 1-1 the count. After we take a look at Brandon Moss, we'll check in with Tom Glasgow. What's going on around baseball tonight? Well hit right center field. Saunders going back, and this one is gone. Goodbye baseball. Way out of here. Brandon Moss, his 5th home run of the season, the 3rd home run for the Athletics tonight. And the A's now lead by a score of 4-2.
Well, Rick, we talk about it all the time that solo home runs won't hurt you, but they may beat you if you hit enough of them. And that's the 3rd solo home run of the game for the Athletics. You take a look at this fastball, 92 in the center of the plate. Brandon Moss hit it hard out to right center field.
Got it all. Number 5 for Moss, and here's Josh Donaldson, who hit number 5. His first time up in the top half of the second tonight. Off started Brandon Maurer. Fly ball into right field. Michael Morris right there, and he makes the catch. So 1 away. 4-2 A's lead. Let's check in with Tom. Tom.
All right, Rick from the Ford Sports Desk. Up next for the Mariners, a trip to New York to take on the Yankees, who are in Kansas City tonight. Andy Pettitte taking care of his business on the mound, and at the plate, Vernon Wells with a man on and his team down a run delivers the game-winning 2-run home run. Yankees over the Royals 3-2. Let's send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Tom. And the Mariners will see Andy Pettitte in one of those games when we get to the Bronx. Derek Barton takes a breaking ball for a strike from Charlie. 0-1. Barton with a solo home run tonight to right field. His first of the year, just called up last Wednesday from AAA Sacramento.
The East will be an interesting race to watch coming into today's game. New York, Boston, and Baltimore, all of them tied at first. In first place, and the Yankees obviously winning. I think Baltimore lost today.
Yankees doing it with a lot of veteran guys. They've got Derek Jeter on the DL and Alex Rodriguez. They're thinking they can get A-Rod back in the second half of the season. Teixeira, Curtis Granderson. Slider down and away, 1-2 on Barton. And here's a look at the standings now, with the Yankees on top of the East with a game lead over the Orioles and the Red Sox, followed by Tampa Bay and Toronto. Lyle Overbay is over there. Travis Hafner. Swing and a miss, and a slider, strike 3. Barton goes down swinging. So 2 outs for the A's here in the top half of the 6th. They lead it 4-2, and the batter will be Derek Norris.
And here's the slider that you were talking about, Rick. Isn't able to lay off of it. Good location, pitch down and away.
So 2 outs after that leadoff home run by Brandon Moss. Here's Norris, who walked in the second, and Maurer struck him out in the 4th. Ball 1.
Jerry Blevins. You usually see him a couple of times in a series, don't you, Rick?
Absolutely.
Tanner's been around for a while.
There's a lot of games for the A's. Slender left-handed. 1-1 now on Norris. How different has been the makeup of the bullpen from the time you started to now? You know, with the we're going to miss Ryan Norris 1-2 the count.
Well, back then everybody wanted their left-handers out there so managers could mix and match. That hasn't changed. I think they still do. I think the biggest thing, Rick, is having those power arms in the 7th and 8th innings. You know, everybody had a closer, but you look at this club, they haven't had the use of Steven Pryor. But when you have Pryor out there, you have him pitching the 8th inning. Then you have Carter Capps and Oliver Perez and Charlie and those guys throwing in the 7th inning. That's where it's changed. They can shorten up the games for the starters with some quality arms.
And that's what the Mariners had back in 2001 when they had both Jeff Nelson and Arthur Rhodes and Kawasaki. Kazuhiro Sasaki closing out games. Two outs, nobody on. And the 1-2. Ground ball, third base line behind the bag. Seager toss across in time to get Norris, and that'll end the inning. Well, the A's get another home run. This one by Brandon Moss. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Our score: the A's 4 and the Mariners 2. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Rick Riz along with Mike Flowers on a beautiful night here in the Pacific Northwest. Game 2 of the 3-game series. And just a brief 3-game homestand for the Mariners with the Oakland A's before the Mariners head out to the East Coast on a travel day on Monday. Part of the crowd out there in left center field here at Safeco Field tonight. Michael Saunders will lead things off. Mariners got their first 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning on a 2-out 2-run home run by Kelly Shopping. That was the first hit of the game for the Mariners. Ball 1 on Saunders. Michael walked his last time up and was picked off at first by the catcher Norris. He's also grounded out to Barton at first base. Strike 1, 1-1 on Michael. Michael grew up in Victoria, British Columbia. During the course of the spring, he played for Canada in the World Baseball Classic. A little check swing out in front of the plate, picked up by Norris. The throw to first in time to get Saunders 1 away. Saunders had a great
probably the most frustrating thing as a hitter.
Right there.
Didn't mean to. Tried to check your swing, and then you have that happen out in front of the plate. You feel like you gave it a bad away. That's frustrating, isn't it?
And Norris, the catcher, had a lot of time to pop out from behind home plate.
He moves around in good shape. He has
got a
quick
good arm.
feet. Yeah, good arm. Has quick feet. He was able to get out of there in good shape. 72 pitches for Parker. A couple of guys throwing in the pen. Blevins, as we showed you, but Neshek is also.
Seager sends a fly ball deep center field. Holy smokes, what a catch by Cespedes. At the top of the wall, robbing Kyle Seager. Holy smokes, what a play. Yoenis Cespedes going way back, timing that leap top of the wall. And he made a great catch. What a play, 2 outs.
Kyle Seager's not too impressed. He thought he had extra bases for sure. As you take a look at our McDonald's Supermo and the effort by Cespedes.
My goodness, there's a fan right there thinking he might have a shot for it, but Cespedes going back to the top of the wall, making the catch, crashing into the padded wall, and down he goes to the warning track. Hangs on to it. Took a pretty good shot right there. 2 outs.
That was just a great play. I don't think it would have left the ballpark, but it was a double, if not a triple, for sure.
Face plant right into that padded wall. Kendrys Morales with a drive down the right field line, but it's hooked in into the missed the upper deck. Falls down below foul, and the count is 0-1 on Morales. So Parker started to give up some length. Well hit ball by Seager. Great catch by Cespedes. Now that foul ball off the bat of Morales. Kendrys, 3 home runs on the year. 0-2 the count on Kendrys.
.75 pitches, still in good shape with his pitch count. And maybe Bob Melvin is noticing the same thing that you are, Rick. Ball getting hit in the air, the home run last hitting that ball by Seager, and then the foul ball. And he has a couple of guys up in the pen. Typically with 75 pitches, you wouldn't see that with a starter.
Long ago, Mike asked Sparky Anderson, Hall of Fame manager, how do you know when to take a picture out? He said, Ricky, my boy, the hitter's going to tell you the sound of the ball hitting their bats. So that's when you know. Activity down to the bullpen. A righty warming up. Neshek in the dirt. 2-2 on Morales. Sparky was a pretty smart guy. He's called Captain Hook when he managed the Cincinnati Reds. Made a lot of pitching changes.
More TV time for him.
Yeah. First manager to win World Series titles in both leagues. With the Reds, 75-76, and with the Tigers in 1984, and it's outside on Morales. Ball 3, full count 3-2.
You can see on the EQC tracer, clearly outside. Norris trying to frame that pitch, steal a strike for his pitcher as Michael Morris waits on deck.
Seager back inside that dugout. He thought he had that extra base hit, fouled away by Morales. Count still 3-2. What a play by that guy. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Morales knows he may have chased ball 4 right there, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Heck of a play by Yoenis Cespedes. And after 6 innings of play, it's the Athletics 4 and the Mariners 2. Food Sports is brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. And by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass, always in moderation, to life, love, and loot. Top half of the 7th inning. Sun's starting to set here in downtown Seattle at the corner of Dave Niehaus Way and Edgar Martinez Drive. Nice crowd tonight for the middle game of this 3-game series. A's lead by a score of 4-2, and Eric Sogard to lead things off. Sweeping slider for a strike from Charlie Furbush. 0-1. Just tuned in. Brandon Maurer started the ball game tonight, went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, walked a couple, and he struck out 4. Another slider down and away. This time 1-1 on Sogard. A's 4 runs, 7 hits. Mariners 2 runs, only 1 hit. That was that 2-run home run by Kelly Shopik with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Opposite field home run to right. 2-1.
One of the differences with the Mariners this year as a club, and here's a look at Medina out in the pen for the Mariners, the right-hander, is they can hit the home run this year. 38 home runs on the year, 2-run homer by Shopik. So this game is right there for them if they can just get a few base runners and have somebody pop one like they did with Shopik, or maybe steal this thing from the A's, because the A's, I'm sure, feel pretty good about it. But you have to remember too, their pitching hasn't been what we're used to seeing. So they've had their struggles out there. Maybe the Mariners come back here.
To your point,
they have
Michael
9 more
Morris
outs to work with.
Exactly. Still time. To your point, over the last 26 games, the A's have compiled a 5.04 ERA. Fouled away. Full count, 3-2. Well, what's it like for a left-handed hitter to face a lefty like Charlie Furbush?
It's not a lot of fun, I can tell you that.
Is what it looks like.
Lefty's hitting just 188 off of Charlie coming into the game today.
Here's the payoff pitch. Fly ball, shallow left center field. Ibanez there, taps his glove, and he makes the catch. 1 out for the A's here in the top half of the 7th inning. Well, friends, looking for a last-minute gift for mom, then shop the Mother's Day sale going on now at all Mariners team stores. You'll find select caps, apparel, and souvenirs for 25 to 50% off. You're bound to find the perfect gift for mom when you visit any of the 5 convenient Mariners team store locations. Sale ends tomorrow. Mike, happy Mother's Day to your mom.
Thank you.
Coming up tomorrow. John Jaso, the DH, breaking ball and a strike.
To all the moms. Good job.
Greatest job in the world. All the special ladies out there tomorrow. Happy Mother's Day. 0-1. Inside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Love the story you always told about your mom pressing your Little League uniform, your baseball uniform, ready to go and play.
It was always clean.
Yeah.
Even though I would sleep in it.
Absolutely. Fastball for a strike. 1-2 on Jaso. Furbush coming on in the top half of the 6th inning. Trying to bridge that gap now to the 8th. Breaking ball and a beauty. Swing and a miss by Jaso for strike 3. Second strikeout for Furbush in relief. 2 outs for the A's here in the 7th inning. Well, friends, ride with all your fans on Sound Transit and enjoy freedom from traffic and parking. To plan your next trip, visit soundtransit.org. Heading south down to Puyallup.
Yeah, I'm taking the ride. It's pretty good.
Great way to come out to Safeco Field and head back home. Seth Smith with ball 1. Smith doubled and he scored on a single by Jed Lowry with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
Good pitch.
Didn't miss by much.
No. I think Alfonso missed one. Saw Medina getting loose in the pen. I think he's getting ready for one guy, and that's Cespedes.
Fastball for a strike. 2-1 on Smith.
With Lowry on deck and then Cespedes behind him.
I think there's certain guys down in the bullpen, when they wake up in the morning, they have a pretty good idea who they're going to face that night.
Well, I think when you look at it, you have Navarro out in the pen working with the guys, and Carl Willis, of course.
Soft line drive out to Brendan
Welsh does a great job of letting those guys pitch their way into roles, Rick.
Exactly. And it's a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning for the A's. 7th inning stretch time, bottom of the 7th hour score. The A's 4, the Mariners 2. When you combine trucks with bucks, you get an amazing second chance scratch game. Win a new truck or one of 6 $10,000 cash prizes. Play the Trucks and Bucks second chance scratch drawing from Washington's Lottery today. Visit WALottery.com for more details. Got some weather coming in here in the downtown Seattle area as we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Game 2 of the 3-game series. A's lead by a score of 4-2, and Michael Morse will lead things off.
A couple of base runners, Rick. Just need a couple of base runners.
Get on base against Parker. Well hit left field. Smith on the run, and he makes the catch out on the warning track. One away. Ball had some sink out there in left field. Good hustle by Smith. So 1 down, and that'll bring up first baseman Justin Smoak. Mariners have had just a handful of base runners. Seager in the first with a walk. Saunders and Seager both walked in the 4th inning. Smoak with a walk.
Yeah, just the one hit, the home run by Shopping. That's been it.
Second home run of the year. A strike on Smoak. 0-1.
Which is something that we really haven't seen a lot of. The guys have been swinging the bats well over the last few weeks.
6 runs.
That's the reason why they've been pushing themselves up in the division. And so Parker, who had been struggling, is doing a good job against them tonight.
Broken bat liner over the head of shortstop Jed Lowry. Well on the other side of second base. And there's the Mariners' second base hit of the night off of Jared Parker. And the Mariners will get that tying run to the plate.
It looks like he hits it off the end of the bat, which he does.
And Lowry getting up in the air as far as he could go, but came up short. 1 on and 1 away. And here is Raul Ibanez, the tying run at home plate. Ibanez with his 3rd home run of the season in the last night's game, a 6-3 win. Inside, ball 1.
Bob Melvin trying to decide which way that he wants to go. You have Parker on the mound with Raul, as you mentioned, a home run last night. But that's Blevins. He's been loose in the pen. He's ready to go. But I think he thinks that if he brings in Blevins, it'll probably be either Bay or Montero. So he's going to leave his starter out there. Only 83 pitches for Parker.
Ground ball right side. Gets on by a diving Sogard. Raul Ibanez with a base hit. And now the Mariners have the tying runs aboard. Smoke will get down to second. Solid base hit into right field by Ibanez. And now the Mariners have the go-ahead run coming to home plate. And here comes manager Bob Melvin out of the dugout. He's going to go down to get the lefty Jerry Blevins.
Raul Ibanez has been a hot hitter, hitting at .400 over the last 5 games. And he checks in with another base hit right here.
So 2 on and 1 away, and don't go away. We'll be back after this timeout.
Good to have you with us from Safeco Field. Tom Glasgow from the Ford Sports Desk. Let's take a look at the Tacoma Rainiers tonight. They end a 4-game losing streak, taking care of business big time down in New Orleans. 14 runs on the board, 4 coming on a grand slam from Stephan Romero, and the Rainiers clobber the Zephyrs by a final of 14-1. Well, Jared Parker's night is over. Pitching change for the A's as we rejoin Rick and Mike.
All right, thank you, Tom. So that is it for Jared Parker, and here's his line, Mike.
6 in the 3rd, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He's also responsible for the 2 runners that are on base right now. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for a pitcher that had been really struggling coming into the game. A better outing for him.
Sean Doolittle takes over.
He has pitched great. A 1.26 ERA for Doolittle. He has a good fastball. He'll be in the mid-90s with it, mid to upper 90s at times. 13 strikeouts over the 14 in the 3rd innings he has pitched.
And here's Dustin Ackley. We got a pinch runner for Ibanez at first. Andy Chavez takes over at first for Raul, and that pitch is in on Ackley for ball 1. And there's a look at Andy Chavez pinch running for Raul.
Opponent's average against Doolittle just 106. Wow.
That fastball at 97, and the count is even on Ackley at 1-1.
Amazing where you find some of these guys. Doolittle has been an outfielder.
Yeah. Had a pretty good year once he's into the minor leagues, hit about 18, 20 home runs.
And the other thing is you can't teach that type of velocity at 97 miles an hour, and he took the mound again. He shot through their minor league system to get to the big leagues. I mean, he made it in a hurry, and big reason why is that fastball. He has a good one.
1 out and 2 on for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run at first base now, and the pinch runner Chavez. Smoke at second. Ground ball, base hit into right field. Smoke to third, being waved in, and now the stop sign is up, but here comes Justin. Throw to the plate, wide. He scores. Justin Smoke scores from second on a single into right field by Dustin Ackley. And it's now the A's 4, the Mariners 3. Darren Brown was waving him in and then threw up the stop sign, and Justin kept right on coming, and he scores on the base hit by Dustin.
Well, he saw him waving him early on this base hit. He hits a breaking ball. Doolittle helps him out with a breaking ball. He hits it through the hole. And Justin runs through the stop sign. You can see that throw up the line. Norris not able to put the tag on him. And you take a look at our McDonald's Supermo, the sweep tag by Norris. And Justin just able to get by him.
So Smoke scores from second on the base hit.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it as he comes around third. He looked at him early when he was waving him, and right there he picks him up, and by then he's in no man's land. Does the right thing. Continues to run. So many times they'll pick up the runner late, or the coach late, and then they'll try to stop or slow down, but Justin at that point just kept on going and was able to score.
And Moss's throw is up the line, and here's Kelly Shopping. And he takes a strike going one, so now it's a 1-run ball game. 4-3 Oakland. The tying run is now on at second, and Chavez. The go-ahead run, Ackley, is on at first base. There's Endy, and there's Dustin. Big RBI single. Shopping, the 2-run homer, came in the 5th inning off of Parker. Swing and a foul back, and he had a healthy cut. 0-2 on Shopping, now with 2 home runs on the year.
And for Kelly, he gets a fastball out over the plate. And it's a good fastball. It was at 97 miles an hour. Just a little bit late on it, but a healthy swing.
So now the Mariners starting to bunch up some base hits so they didn't get their first hit until Shopping's home run in the 5th inning. And now consecutive singles. Check swing. 1-2 the count. And here's a look at Kelly swing back in the 5th.
Had to work his way back into the count. Gets a 3-2 fastball and hits it into the seats in right field. Mariners now with 3 hits in a row. But that was a big hit. 2-run homer to get him within a run.
Singles by Smoke, Ibanez, and Ackley. Chavez the pinch runner for Raul. Up high, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Shopping. Mike, as a hitter, how tough is it to go from Parker to Doolittle with his velocity?
Well, I think it depends on the hitter. With Kelly, it's probably a little bit better because he's left-handed. The pitcher's left-handed, so he's seeing the ball pretty well off of him. Difference is the velocities.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, Kelly's smart. I think he knows that he's probably going to get another fastball to hit. He does. 96 miles an hour on the outside corner. Just can't catch up to it.
So 2 outs for the Mariners now here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 on. 4-3 Oakland. Well, MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Mariners baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Mariners.com for details.
Going to have a pinch hitter. Jason Bay is going to pinch hit for Brendan Ryan. Nobody throwing the Athletics bullpen, so Bob Melvin is going to stay with the arm of Sean Doolittle.
So here is Bay batting .243 on the year. 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Tying run out there at second, and Endy Chavez. The go-ahead run at first, Dustin Ackley. 1 run in here in the bottom of the 7th. Strike on the inside corner. Fastball at 95. And the 0-1. Swing and a foul in and out of the glove with the catcher Norris, and the count is 0-2 on Bay. Both pitches right there on the inside corner, Mike.
And I think that's generally works. Jason Bay likes the ball. He wants the ball middle in. And he can do some damage with that pitch.
Oh, 2. Ground ball to short. Lowry's got it on the run. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Bay, and that will end the inning. Well, the Mariners get one, but they strand a couple. And after 7 innings of play here at Safeco Field, it's now the A's 4, the Mariners 3. Top half of the 8th inning. Let's take a look at the Columbia Bank difference of the game. 3 home runs for the Oakland A's tonight, Mike.
Well, the good news, they're all solo home runs. That's the reason why the Mariners are down by just 1 run. But Donaldson with a home run, then it's Bart, and this long home run by Moss out to right center field. 3 home runs in the game for the Athletics, but all of them solo home runs.
We have some defensive changes for the Mariners as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Andy Chavez taking over in left field for Raul Ibanez. Pinch running for Ibanez at the bottom of the 7th. And the new shortstop, Robert Andino, replaces Brendan Ryan. And we have a new pitcher, Yoervis Medina, takes over to work the top half of the 8th inning. Throws hard. Mike has a good slider.
Hard throwing right-hander, 95 miles an hour with his fastball. His 6th appearance of the year. 2.45 ERA, 10 strikeouts in the 7 1/3 innings that he has worked. Opponent's average just 120 off of him.
He's been a nice addition with Stephen Pryor on the disabled list.
He has been. Pryor going on the disabled list. Carter Capps moves up into that spot, and Medina takes over where Capps was. And again, another hard-throwing right-hander. The Mariners seem to always find him. His fastball being that 95-mile-an-hour range. Hard slider.
He's looking to take care of the A's quickly here in the top half of the 8th inning. Get that offense back to work that produced a run on 3 hits. In the bottom of the 7th inning. Jed Lowry to lead things off. He's had 3 hits tonight. 0-1 the count. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Medina. As you take a look at Carter Capps and Lucas Litke down in the bullpen. Breaking ball misses. 1-1 on Lowry. Medina, Double-A ball. Jackson last year, Triple-A Tacoma this year. On a play behind the plate, 1-2 on Lowry. Good numbers from both sides of the plate, Mike. You know, when you're a switch hitter, if your numbers are up there for both sides of the plate, you're doing a nice job because you got to take care of 2 swings.
And it's unusual. Typically, you don't see that in switch hitters. From year to year, it can change for them. Lauer doing a good job, hitting 3 for 3 tonight, hitting 314 overall now.
Breaking ball, got him looking. Slider on the outside. outside corner. He strikes out Lowry. And there's one away for the A's here in the top half of the 8th inning. Here's the Moose Man here at Safeco Field. Every time the Mariners win a ball game, he picks up Moose to add to his collection. It's quite an outfit. The Moose Man here at Safeco Field. Everybody wants a picture with the Moose Man. Happy to oblige. Yoenis Cespedes, the hitter, 0 for 3 tonight. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
2 for 3, but came up with a great catch in center field, robbing Kyle Seager of extra bases as he slammed into the wall.
Face plant.
He is always dangerous.
He went on that wall, Mike, with a pretty good head of steam as he made the catch at the top of the wall. Down and away for ball 1, 1-1 on Cespedes. Dirt gets away from Shopik. Ball 2, 2-1. And how about this play turned in by Cespedes on the ball hit by Kyle Seager.
Full head of steam going high up into the air to grab this. It probably hits off the top of the fence and then he slams into the wall to rob Kyle Seager. It's a great look from our McDonald Supermom. Kyle was not happy about it. Can't say that I blame him.
Thought he had his 12th double of the year. Instead, a great catch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. The thing I like about this kid Medina, Mike, is doesn't have any fear. Comes after the hitters.
His first major league strikeout was Miguel Cabrera. It's pretty good.
Welcome to the big leagues. Yeah. And then he struck out Prince Fielder the following inning. Line foul on the left side. And the Maryland ball girl makes a nice play. Hey, nice catch down there.
That was some rocket. Good play.
Woo, man. Got a glove up in time. Nice catch. That was the same young lady who was down the right field line, I think, earlier. They switched about halfway during the ball game. Great catch down there. The 2-2. Slider popped up. Shallow right field. Coming in. Michael Morse is there, and he's got it for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down here at the top of the 8th. 4-3 Oakland. Well, are you the ultimate Northwest Mariners fan in the state of Oregon? Then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Capture a photo on Instagram or Twitter with hashtag Ultimate Northwest Fan Oregon, showing why it should be you. You'll be entered to win a trip and VIP experience to Mariners Fan Appreciation Night in September right here at Safeco Field. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Pitching change coming up for the Mariners here in the top half of the 8th. 2 outs, nobody on. A's lead 4-3. Lucas Luetge takes over. We'll be back after this timeout. what happened. And now we have 2 outs at the top of the 8th inning. The new pitcher, lefty Lucas Luetge.
Lucas, only 5 in the 3rd innings so far this year. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks for him.
So Eric gets the lefty Luetge to take a look at Brandon Moss. Up and in, ball 1.
Moss hit a fastball off of Charlie out to right field for a home run. So I think with Lucas, he'll probably see a few more breaking balls from Lucas.
Fouls one away off the catcher Kelly Shopick, and the count is even on Moss at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lucas had the long hair and the beard earlier this year. He said he woke up one morning, looked in the mirror and said, you know what, I'm tired of this. Got the haircut. That day he was sent out to Tacoma. He said it was the worst haircut he's ever had in his life.
Looks good on him. That's a good breaking ball too.
And it's 1-2 on Moss. And Lucas has worked his way back. Fastball right on the outside corner for strike 3 called. Moss caught looking. Nice job by Luetge. That's it for the A's in the 8th. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Due up for the Mariners. It's going to be Michael Saunders, Kyle Seager, and Kendrys Morales. Our score, the A's 4 and the Mariners 3. Four 4-3, Oakland leads it as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Hey, Jen, what do you have for us tomorrow? And tomorrow's edition of Mariners All Access.
Brand new edition all about the Tacoma Rainiers. We made the trip down south to check out the talent down there. We will recap the recent 10-game winning streak, tell you what the guys are working on to make it to the big league level, and ask the question, do you want to know what happens in the major leagues? We'll get that answer and much more tomorrow. Brand new show debuts at noon. I know you've got it set on your DVR.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jen. A lot of prospects right now down there at AAA Tacoma playing for the Rainiers. A lot of fun still out there in the pen at left center field. Close ball game. 4-3 Oakland. Bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher, right-hander Ryan Cook.
Mike. 15th appearance of the year. 1.69 ERA. 19 strikeouts over the 16 innings he has pitched. Opponents average 1.61. He throws hard. He will go right at the hitters, but a good opportunity for the Mariners here. Rick, leadoff hitter Michael Saunders starting things off here in the bottom of the 8th.
Michael walked back in the 4th inning. 0 for 2 on the night. And he takes a fastball outside. Ball 1. The Mariners bunched up 3 hits to get a big run in the bottom of the 7th inning to make it a 1-run game.
And as you can see, the A's have some good arms out there. Doolittle was throwing 97. That first fastball by Cook was at 97 miles an hour.
Well, while he was their closer last year, and then Grant Balfour took over in the second half of the season, he was very effective. We were talking about why so many strikeouts In the major leagues this year in the month of April, that's one of the reasons why, because of arms like that coming out of the pen. Swing and a foul by Saunders, and the count 1-2 on Michael.
And when you have an arm like that and you're throwing 97 miles an hour as a hitter, you try to get the bat started a little bit early, and they throw that slider, Rick, and oops, didn't mean to. Yeah, it's tough to lay off of that pitch, though, when you have to get it geared up for somebody throwing as hard as Cook.
1-2 on Saunders. He'll be followed by Seager, then Morales. Ground ball, right side, over. Sogard off his glove. Now the throw to first, but not in time. Saunders with his speed is safe at first. An infield base hit. And the Mariners have the tying run aboard with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sogard tries to gather this one in, sliding to his left, Mike, in shallow right field.
And once he doesn't field it cleanly, it would have been a tough play anyway, but once he doesn't, right there, he stays close to him and he grabs it with his hand right away. But with Michael Saunders and his speed, he wasn't going to be able to throw him out. Would have been a close play either way. That'll be a base hit for Saunders. Now we'll see how Eric Wedge wants to play. Is he going to try to bunt Kyle Seager to move Saunders down? I think he lets him run if he wants to. Kyle's been swinging the bat well.
Hard hit ball deep to center field last time up with a great catch by Cespedes. Here's a move to first base, and Saunders gets back, spun his wheels a little bit, but he got back safely. 6 steals and 6 attempts from Michael Saunders. When he goes, he gets there. Goes to third base at Donaldson, expecting, looking for the sacrifice bunt by Seager. But he's going to take a hack at it, but he takes the pitch inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Room on the right side of the infield between Sogard and Barton, who has to play at the bag with Saunders aboard. Here's a look at the skipper, Eric Wedge, in the background. Fouled away by Seager, and the count is 0-2.
And a good fastball for Kyle to hit. He likes the ball out over the plate, and he gets one at 96 miles an hour. Put a good swing on it and missed it. He's going to have to battle now. He hasn't had any success against Cook. 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts.
Looking for his first base hit against Cook here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There is 2 runs back in the 5th on that 2-run home run by Shopping. 1 run in the 7th, RBI single by Dustin Ackley. In the dirt. Another good stop by Norris, and Mike Norris has played a heck of a game back there for Oakland tonight.
I think he's a good defensive catcher. Had the snap throw earlier in the game to get Saunders at first base, and then this pitch, it's spiked. It's a fastball at 97. He makes a backhand play with that catcher's glove. No easy task, but he keeps it in front of him.
He's been busy tonight. Derek Norris behind the plate for the A's. Tying run at first, 4-3 Oakland. And a swing and a miss for strike 3, and a breaking ball from Cook. So 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Again, this is the hard slider after the fastballs, and Kyle not able to lay off of it.
1 on and 1 away, and the batter will be designated hitter Kendrys Morales. Looking for his first hit tonight. Mariners keep battling to stay in this ball game. Only down by a run. And another move to first base. Outside on Morales, ball 1. Activity down to the bullpen. A couple of right-handers, Caps and Wilhelmsen. Tom in last night's ball game was scoreless in a quick 1-2-3 top of the 9th. Then he picked up his 10th save of the year and his 10th opportunity. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Morales.
See if Kendrys can get that fastball now. Tried to paint him away with the first 2 fastballs, missed with them. I don't think he wants to walk him and put Saunders in scoring position, so he should get a good fastball to hit here, Rick.
Cespedes shaded just a step over into left center field. And fastball outside, ball 3. 3-0 on Morales. And on deck, Michael Morse. Skipper Bob Melvin inside the A's dugout. 3-0. And he cut him loose and he fouled it away. He had the green light 3-0 and he fouled it off on the third base side. 3-1 on Morales.
Well, you brought him here, right?
Yep. Swing the bat.
Swing the bat. Gets a good fastball, 96 miles an hour down the middle of the plate. Fouled it off.
Again,
Jared Blevins, yeah, he was up earlier in the game.
Moved to first, and Saunders able to get that hand on the bag before the tag by Barton.
Ryan Cook has a quick move over to first, and you can see Barton. He tags him up around his elbow, able to get his hand back in there.
There goes Saunders, swing and a foul, backing out of play. So Michael off to the races. Taking off on that 3-1 pitch, and the count is now full at 3-2. Saunders heading back to first base. 1 on, 1 away, 1-run game, 4-3 Oakland.
So far, both clubs 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Let's see what Kendricks has done when he's ahead in the count. 345 average with a couple of home runs.
And the count in his favor, 3-2. Saunders, there he goes. Fouled on a play again behind the plate by Morales, battling Ryan Cook.
And the last pitch was the best fastball from Cook, 98 miles an hour. And it was right on the outside corner.
Got to turn it up a notch or two, don't you, at 98?
Really do.
Oh, my goodness. And Doolittle coming in, throwing 96-97, and now Cook throwing 97-98. Saunders running the last 2 pitches. He'll take off again. There he goes. Line drive, left center field, and then for a base hit. Saunders the third. Up with a ball as Smith gets the throw into second. A single for Kendrys Morales, and now the Mariners have the tying run on at third, 90 feet away, and the go-ahead run is on at first base, and what a battle by Kendrys Morales going the other way.
Well, he finally catches up to that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Inside out swing, hits him into left center field, and with Saunders on the move, he gets around to third without any problem at all. Or McDonald Supermo. Inside out swing. See Michael in your picture running on the play.
Smith gets that throw into second base. Concerned look of Bob Melvin. The Mariners have 2 on at the corners with 1 out.
This will be an interesting battle right here. Michael Morse can hit the ball in the air. He won't have to get it real deep for Saunders to be able to tag and score on the play. But I would imagine typically in these situations we see that hard fastball coming into Michael Morse, and they try to get him out with the slider off the plate. This is going to be a pretty good battle.
Michael Morse, 0 for 3 on the night. 9 home runs on the season. Fly ball right here. Healthy fly ball. Ties up the game. Cook ready, delivers. Low and outside, and another good stop by Norris. And the count is 1-0.
And Michael is the first hitter that Cook has started off with a slider. He started everybody else off with the fastball.
Michael, a big RBI single in last night's ball game. The straightaway center field, scoring the first of 6 runs last night. A strike called on Morse, and the count is even on Michael at 1-1. Outfield is just about straight away. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Morse. Big cut. And it's now 1-2.
And Ryan Cook is throwing hard. 98.
Yeah, a lot of steam on that fastball.
Yes. Tough to catch up to. Need that fastball out over the plate.
Got him swinging. 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th.
And they ended up losing the fastball inside at 98 and then comes back with an 87-mile-an-hour slider, and it's a good one. Take a look at it. Slider, Michael sees it and just swings through it.
So 2 on and 2 away for Justin Smoak.
Justin with a base hit his last time up and scored a run. That run getting the Mariners within 1 run.
Scored on that base hit by Dustin Ackley. There's Morales over at first base. The go-ahead run, tying run, and Saunders over at third. Outside, ball 1. Smoak 1 for 2 on the night. First baseman Barton getting Cook's attention.
He just wanted to let him know he's going to play behind the runner. They won't hold Morales on.
On a play on the third base side up into the terrace level. 1-1 the count. The Smoak up there hitting left-handed.
Smoak up hitting left-handed. They're not worried about Morales running. Give Barton a little more range over at first. He'll stand behind Morales, but then he'll back up as the pitcher starts to throw to home.
Outside with a fastball, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Manager Eric Wedge alongside Robbie Thompson. Mariners looking for a clutch base hit. Up and away, ball 3. 3-1. On deck is Endy Chavez, the new left fielder. No surprises right here, Mike.
I don't think so. I think he comes right at him. He has a good fastball. Justin just has to be ready to hit it.
It off behind home plate, and the count is full at 3-2.
Well, the good news at 3-2, Morales will be able to take off with the pitch
and get a good lead with Barton now playing way back at first base. There's a look at the tying run. Michael Saunders on at third. Morales at first base. The go-ahead run. 2 on and 2 outs. Down by a run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cook ready, and it's up and away, ball 4, and the Mariners have the bases loaded with 2 outs. That will send Morales to second. The go-ahead run. Saunders already is on at third, and here is Endy Chavez.
A couple of left-handed hitters now. Blevins has been loose out in the pen. Bob Melvin trying to decide if he wants to go get the lefty or leave the hard-throwing right-hander out there.
Levin just watching down there in the bullpen.
Looks like they're going to leave Cook out there. Cook has thrown 25 pitches in the inning.
Endy Chavez, his career with the bases loaded, a .339 average. He'll get some fastballs right here from Ryan Cook. A Mariner at every base. And he starts him off with a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Chavez picked up by the Mariners at the end of spring training. Chopper high in the air, foul off to the left side of home plate, picked up by Norris, and the count is 0-2 on Endy.
And those of you watching, if you're wondering why there isn't a pitch runner for Morales at this point, it's because Eric Wedge had to use everybody the previous inning, trying to get the Mariners back into the game. They did score a run in that inning, but the only one left on the bench is Montero.
low and outside for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chavez.
That was the first changeup that Cook has thrown. Left it off the plate 90 miles an hour.
It started with a Michael Saunders single here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out later, Morales with a base hit. Then with 2 outs, smoked the walk and a swing and a miss by Chavez for strike 3. And that will end the inning. Cook strikes out the side in between a couple of singles and a walk. And we go to the top half of the 9th, and it's still the A's 4 and the Mariners 3. Hey friends, Root Sports presents the all-new Game Control, an interactive second screen experience that brings you closer to the game than ever before. Get live game stats, trends, and analysis. Visit rootsports.com/Northwest. Click on the Game Control banner now to connect and get in on the action. Mariners leaving the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. Top half of the 9th. A's up by 1 run, 4-3. And the Mariners have a new pitcher, right-hander Carter Capps.
And for Carter, 17 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts, only 4 walks for Carter. His fastball being the mid to upper 90s. Hard slider.
Third baseman Josh Donaldson to lead things off. Oakland with 3 home runs, all solo home runs in this ball game. Donaldson back in the 2nd, Barton in the 4th, and Brandon Moss in the 6th. Right now the difference in this game. Mariners are looking for that clutch hit at the bottom of the 8th inning. Slider misses, ball 1.
They're in this game though down by just 1 run. Yep. 2-run home run, a home run by the Mariners. Kelly Shopik with a home run in the game, his 2nd home run of the year.
That was the first hit of the game off of Jared Parker. That home run by Shopik at the bottom of the 5th. Fastball a little bit high. 2-0. Donaldson 0 for 2 against Capps. Temperature starting to cool off a little bit. Line drive, deep left field on the run. Chavez on the track and off the wall and a hop. Donaldson to second. The throw to Egley's going to be in time, and out at second base is Donaldson.
It looks like he hurt himself, maybe an ankle.
He comes up limping. He kind of tumbled into second base. What a throw by Andy Chavez, nailing Donaldson, trying to stretch that single into a double. 1 away for the A's here in the 9th. Got hung up in that slide and then went over the bag at second base.
He was busting it in there. A great throw by Andy Chavez. That's a difficult tag sometimes when you're a second baseman as Ackley is, because you have your back to the play and you're just feeling for where the runner is. Sometimes you can see the throw by Chavez. Strong throwing arm, gets it all the way into second base on the fly. And Donaldson turns his ankle. Well, he got his spikes hung up in the dirt when he went in for the slide.
Yeah, holding that right ankle. Look at this as he starts that slide. He gets stuck.
Ackley in plenty of time to put the tag on him, and he just sticks his foot in the ground. He almost looked like he was in between, Rick. Yeah. Sometimes you want to slide and stop early, hoping that they'll do the sweep tag, and then you'll be able to step on the base, and he was just in between.
One hopper to Ackley at second base, and Barton is out at first for the second out of the inning. But what a throw by Andy Chavez. That ball was there in plenty of time, and Ackley just was waiting for Donaldson to slide into that tag. So 2 up and 2 down. A's on top by a score of 4-3 here in the ninth, and that'll bring up catcher Derek Norris.
And for the Mariners, Grant Balfour, their closer, getting loose in the pen. I'm certainly familiar with him. Remember him with the Rays, and now with Oakland, they've seen him a lot.
And from Australia. 1-0 the count on Norris. There's Balfour. Good friends with Ryan Rowland-Smith, who pitched for the Mariners a few years ago. Also a young man from Australia. Swing and a miss.
Good slider.
It seems like over the last year, the younger pitchers that have been around now for a year or so coming up with that good secondary pitch.
But to give Carl Willis and Jamie Navarro a lot of credit, they work hard with these guys and they come up here with great stuff, but then they polish them up, and you can do that type of thing right there where you work ahead of hitters, and they're young. They're just going to get better with it, Rick.
Well, Upson a few years ago came up with that big curveball. Now has mixed in the changeup as well. You got Carter Capps working on that slider. Pryor slider. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Capps strikes out Derek Norris, and that will end the inning. And we go to the bottom half of the ninth. Mariners need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Due up Dustin Ackley, Kelly Shopik, and Jason, and then the final hitter, Robert Andino. We go to the bottom of the ninth, 4-3 Oakland.
They trail the A's by 1, 4-3. Tom Glasgow with you from the Ford Sports Desk. Stick around on Mariners postgame. We'll hear from the manager, Eric Wedge, players as well. We'll take another look at that bottom of the 8th, how critical that may be tonight. And also highlights from the Sounders game earlier today. A dominating performance. That and more coming up on Mariners postgame. Right now, let's rejoin Rick and Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. And here we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Ackley, Shopik, and Dino due up for the Mariners to face the closer for the Oakland Athletics, right-hander Grant Balfour.
Hard throwing right-hander. Again, the Mariners very familiar with him. Fastball, curveball. What he's done overall. Good ERA, 2.03 ERA for him. 13 in the third, 13 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponent's average 224. He has given up 2 home runs this year. He will face the bottom of the lineup for the Mariners. It'll be Ackley, Shopik, and Andino.
Fans have their rally caps working here in the bottom half of the ninth inning.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very stylish, and of course, they work. And the Mariners hope that they work right here tonight in the bottom half of the ninth inning, trailing by a run. Balfour, perfect 5 for 5 in save opportunities. He's now converted each of his last 23 saves. Adam Rosales, the new second baseman for the A's. And here is Dustin Ackley. Ackley had a big base hit off of hard-throwing left-hander Sean Doolittle in the 7th inning. The single into right field that scored Justin Smoke with the Mariners' 3rd run of the game.
You would really like to set this inning up with Ackley on base. He's the leadoff hitter and he has a lot of speed. If you can get him on there, it gives Eric Wedge a bunch of options to try to get a run in.
How about an Ack attack? Balfour, now the 4th pitcher used tonight by Bob Melvin. And Balfour pours that one across for a strike. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-1 on Ackley. Dustin over his last 20 ball games hitting .301. After starting off the year hitting .091. Strike 2 called on Dustin. 0-2 the count. Oakland 4 runs on 8 base hits, 3 solo home runs. Mariners 3 runs on 6 base hits. Hopefully the hats work. Dustin looking for his first hit against Balfour. Low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. $30,089 here at Safeco Field this evening for Game 2, the 3-game series. Mariners winning last night by a score of 6-3. Looking for that comeback win here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Check swing, fouled away, and he just laid the bat out over the plate, Mike, and got a piece of it.
Well, I think the thing with Dustin is he's been swinging the bat much better, and it's because of his ability to hit the ball the other way and back up the middle. And typically you get to this point in the game, closers are going to throw you a lot of fastballs, but they're going to try to hit the outside corner. You hope they make a mistake in the middle of the plate, but typically they don't want to get beat with one swing. So Dustin probably is going to have to hit the ball the other way, maybe up the middle.
Norris sets up away, and strike 3 called on the off-speed pitch. On the outside corner at the knees. 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, it's the first breaking ball that he was able to see, and it's a good one. Well located right on the outside corner. Dustin thought that pitch was down.
And looked like Norris may have helped him out too.
Norris does a good job back there. You know, the value of those guys, I'm telling you, Rick, over the course of the year, they can steal you a lot of strikes, and we've seen them do that a number of times in the game tonight.
Looked like he got him a strike right there. Here is Kelly Shopik. Kelly 1 for 3, and it was a big one, a 2-run home run off the starter Jared Parker in the bottom of the 5th inning. That was the Mariners' first hit of the game. All 1. So 1 out and nobody on here at the bottom of the 9th. Down and away with a fastball at 96. Ball 2, 2-0. Outfield straight away and deep. Smith, Cespedes, and Moss. Kelly with that home run in the 5th inning went the other way to right field. On a play down the right field side, and the count is now 2-1 on Shopik.
Again, all 3 pitches away from him. Kelly certainly knows that. He's been back there plenty of times, and he knows what the drill is. Had a good fastball away from him to hit. Fouled it off. Good news, his home run was to right field.
And now time is called as Balfour wants to do baseball, and he gets one from the home plate umpire. Ball 3-1 on Shopping. He's got to stay with that plan.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
No. And it's just a matter of whether Kelly can handle that pitch that's going to be out there. Good swing. That was the first one that was elevated a little bit for him, Rick. He's been keeping the ball down, and that one was more around mid-thigh to him. Good fastball, though, 96 miles an hour from Balfour.
Full count on Kelly Shopping. Last 3 guys coming out of the bullpen: Doolittle, Cook, and Balfour, throwing 96 to 98. The 3-2 check swing, and it's inside for ball 4. So Kelly Shopping with a 1-out walk here at the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Mariners have the tying run aboard.
This is with this last fastball. It's a good fastball, 95 miles an hour. A little bit surprised they tried to go inside, but it's in off the plate. Maybe he just didn't like the swing that Kelly put on the 3-1 pitch, Rick, the way he fouled it back. Tried to tie him up. That pitch off the plate inside. Good at bat from Shopping.
So Shopping representing the tying run on at first base, and here is Robert Andino, his first at bat of the ball game after Ryan was lifted for the pinch hitter Bay, and Dino going out to play shortstop. 4-3 Oakland. Mariners making a lot of noise over the last couple of innings, but coming away with the 1 run in the 7th, left 2 on, then left the bases loaded in the 8th. And again, getting the attention of the A's and manager Bob Melvin with a tying run out at first base here in the bottom of the 9th. Breaking ball, 0-2 on Andino.
And for Andino, he sees all the fastballs that Balfour has been throwing. He starts him off with 2 sliders.
Swing and a miss, another one.
3 in a row. The last 2 in a perfect location, right on the knees on the outside corner.
So 2 outs for the Mariners here at the bottom of the 9th inning.
Take a look at the last pitch. You can see it right there on the outside corner. But that'll bring up Michael Saunders. I think this is a good matchup for Michael. And a good fastball to hit. Saunders with 4 home runs on the year.
And a base hit, an infield base hit, 30,000 plus. Get into their feet here at the bottom of the 9th inning. The tying run aboard, 4-3 Oakland. Time called. Norris going out to talk things over with Balfour. And Michael Saunders is the hitter. The Mariners are down to their final out here at the bottom of the 9th inning. Good to have this guy back off the disabled list after that jammed right shoulder back on April the 11th. Michael Saunders getting ready to face Balfour. 1 on and 2 outs. How about a little Mariner magic here at Safeco Field tonight?
Why not?
Strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Proud of the crowd here at Safeco tonight. Mariners keep battling to stay in this ball game. They were down early 3-0. Bounced in the dirt and it gets away from Norris, but holding at first base is Shopping. Norris just kind of tackles the pitch and rolled up the third base line, so he had a chance to keep his eyes on Shopping at first.
That ball hits out in front of home plate. That's an unreal. He decided to go and then stopped right away. Well, that's unreal that he was able to keep that pitch in front of him, Norris. What a job he did blocking that pitch. Typically when the ball hits out in front of home plate, it can go anywhere.
Just got in front of it and was able to knock it down. And that's up and ball 2. 2-1 on Saunders, getting the count in his favor. A little high. Heading the count, batting .438 with his 4 home runs. Balfour taking some time. Steve Wright, 2 calls. And his home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez. 2-2 on Saunders. Michael trying to keep it going here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Oakland 4 runs, 8 hits. Mariners 3 runs on 6. Balfour ready, and the 2-2 swing and a foul back, and it's still 2-2 on Saunders.
Well, that's a pretty good swing by Michael. This is a borderline fastball at the top of the strike zone, and Michael is able to get a piece of it. Too close for him to take. Fouls it straight back.
Still 2-2. And now Balfour steps away, and Saunders away from home plate. A lot of fans still on their feet here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Line drive, left field, base hit. Shop it down to second. He'll hold there. Off of the ball is Smith. Hard hit single the other way by Michael Saunders. And now the Mariners have the tying run in scoring position. The winning run on at first base. What an at bat for Michael Saunders.
Great at bat by Michael again. A fastball away. You can see where it is. Just off the plate away. And he serves it into left field. But he battled to get this base hit, and more importantly, to get Kelly Shopping into scoring position. A good at bat for Michael Saunders, and the Mariners, they have the right guy coming to the plate. It'll be Kyle Seager. Kyle's been on base a couple of times with walks, and he is 0 for 2. They did such a great job in these situations last year, Rick. 2 outs, RBI situations.
44 of his 86 RBIs came with 2 outs last year. Now there's 2 on and 2 away here at the bottom of the 9th inning. The tying run on its second and Shopping. In the dirt, ball 1 on Seager, who was robbed of an extra base hit by Cespedes. A great catch near the top of the wall, deep in center field. Kyle 1 for 4 against Balfour. With 1 out, Shopping walked. 2 outs, Saunders singled the other way to left field. So now Seager trying to keep the Mariners' hopes alive. And that's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes that count. Such a good idea in the strike zone by Seager.
Mariners 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
Seager last 26 games hitting .343. He backs away from home plate, thinks about it a little bit longer. Shopping at second. Saunders, good speed on at first base, and that's up and in. Ball 3. 3-0 the count on Seager. With Kendrys Morales due up next.
Morales had a base hit his last time up. Base hit off a Cook who was throwing 98 miles an hour and hit a line drive into left center field.
And now Balfour out there throwing 96 miles an hour. Seager steps back in, ahead of the count. Look at that, Mike, 480. And it's a strike. Seager started to turn away, but
borderline strike at best. It looked like that pitch was up, and according to EQC Tracer, it was up.
Yeah. 3-1 now on Seager.
Take a look at Norris and see how he works to try to steal a strike, and he does.
He's done that.
That's as good as it gets right there.
He got the strike for Balfour like he got the strike for Cook last time. Swinging a ground ball to the second baseman, Rosales. His throw to first, and it's in time to get Seager, and the ball game is over. The A's hang on and win it tonight. A final score of 4-3, and that ties the series at 1 win apiece.
Well, the Mariners were fighting, Rick, to try to get back into this game in the 7th inning, the 8th inning, and then here in the 9th, runners in scoring position, able to pick up 1 run. When Smoke ended up scoring to make it a 1-run game, they needed a big hit, weren't able to get it tonight. Some tough pitching for the A's, but I thought overall they did a great job of just hanging in there and trying to fight